So I totally did some homework for this game and went back and listened to some lore videos to refresh myself on some of the finer points, some of these crazy characters that I've decided to rope into this adventure. And I will definitely say this, that the rippling effects of all of the major non-player characters' roles in this story is insane. Even if I just follow the standard track of like the narrative from TSR and Wizards of the Coast, and mostly because I've been trying to figure out like how to incentivize you all as players and like what your motives are going to be. And then the more and more I thought about it, I was like, okay, well, anytime there's major forces of evil in a story, especially more than one, there's always another equal amount of factions of like good or virtuous natured influences. And I realized I hadn't really introduced any like good gods, deities, or other, influences to you guys in the party yet. And so I think I'm going to have to find a way to tie some of that in, and I have a few plans for that. But the the ambiguity of who's right and who's wrong, and playing the power balance game of the lesser of evils, I think is definitely gonna throw me as a storyteller and you all as players for a loop, because depending on how you all act and what I have prepared, can change to many different outcomes, obviously, as people know who run games. But I've just been really considering at least the interplay between Grazit, Tasha, and Baba Yaga, and kind of what their motives are and why they're even involved with you guys. And then ultimately, as the story progresses further on, how you all as players are going to determine, who to maybe make temporary alignments with, kind of like how Jaren is possessed by Grazit right now. So I don't know, we'll see. And hopefully tonight's game, we'll finish this up, obviously. Maybe there'll be some time for a little bit of role play as well, which I'm really hoping for. And that'll at least set you guys back on track to pick a path for where you want to go after Lore of Lurue and leaving the Candlekeep. And hopefully I can push things a little bit without railroading. But yeah, I'm excited.
Woohoo!
Me too. This has been a really fun campaign. I'm having a lot of fun.
Well, so I'll tell you a little bit of information. I've concluded that based on the way that you, Happy, and you, Mel, were punished by your involvements with Tasha, and how that was played out in the way you were trapped in these magical dimensions or alternate, universes, timelines, parallel dimensions, whatever. It stands to reason that the effects ripple out into like our material plane here on Earth. And so I was thinking about like kind of a shameless cop of, Chronicles of Narnia, where Aslan is Jesus in Narnia, essentially. And he tells the kids like, hey, you know me by this name here, but I go by many different names in many different worlds. Well, like us in this world, like you and me, physically all of us, we know of Baba Yaga because of like Russian folklore, and that goes back thousands of years. And the first like written accounts are, I think, like the 1700s, like early 1700s. So there's this history embroiled around her as this witch and who she is and all of the different little character quirks. And then, of course, you got the stuff from D&D and how Tasha, Grazit, and Baba Yaga are tied together. But then I kept thinking about, all right, well, what's the goal here of these books in the Candlekeep? And, like, how do we tie this back in to the overall story? And so just to give some background that may have been missed by me as a poor storyteller or not connecting the plots, obviously this book, The Lore of Lurue, while it's written like a storybook, it's actually documenting historical events. So the author of the book was a high elf from Silvery Moon, and the forest that the Polvarth Plateau uh, occupies in the Feywild directly coincides with the same spot and location as the current Elven city. And so this discovery was made by the author, which I'll look up the name later. I think it's Ecamine Tresilver. It's a very weird name. Essentially, they wrote this book to record the events of what happened to this unicorn, which is the offspring of Saloon and another god, Naliki, I think, Saloon and Naliki. And so you guys are in this physical book because the book is a magical tome, and you're in this, this other plane of existence, physically living out these events that took place in the book, right? Well, Baba Yaga said to young Finley, which I don't know, I think this conversation only she would be aware of because it would have taken place in the study, that Baba Yaga had not heard the name Lurue for over 800 years. So this book, in the timeline for the Forgotten Realms, these events happened 800 years ago to your present time. And so that begs the question, okay, well, how is Baba Yaga aware of this unicorn named Lurue? What is her involvement with it? And how does you all being in this book, interacting with these people, these characters in history, affect the timeline of events that happened, fast forwarding back to your present day once you all get out of the book?
Interesting.
So
Time when we get out of the book, or if we wibbly wobbly some other place, or are we going to go back to the exact time we left?
So I can answer that right away, and it doesn't really spoil anything. Once you successfully complete the lore of Lurue, essentially just like any good fairy tale, it's a happily ever after. Like, the whole point of the book is it's a living fairy tale, and it was meant to teach children about the unicorn.
Not if I can help it.
Yeah. So when you finish the book, your characters literally, through the power of magic, stroll out of the book and back to wherever you entered the book from, which in your case would be the study, and the book laying on its back in the middle of the floor in Fistandia's private study in Candlekeep.
I just want to make one addendum to what you said, since I was muted while you were talking about my character.
What's up?
And that is that Jaren is willingly possessed by Gazet.
Yes.
It's not against his will.
Yes.
Jaren has chosen to do this.
Hey y'all, I'm going to step away for 2 seconds to get my iPad, and we are at 4 minutes out. People are in the chat. I'm going to put us audio live. Well, actually, we are audio live now, so people have been hearing us talk if they've been watching. But it doesn't really matter. So, have fun. I'll be right back.
You're supposed to warn people, right?
Yo, I didn't realize. I'm still new at this whole thing, man.
I mean, Ryan's been the only one talking for like 10 minutes. So.
I am not professional streamer.
Yet.
Yeah.
Although before it was mentioned that Mel was being punished for something. Was he being punished? I don't recall that. It's really difficult to punish somebody who doesn't have a concept of cause and effect.
Yeah, I love Mel. I love this game because we can all be as crazy as we want, and we all have weird ass backstories. It's fun.
Crazy as I have to be.
Yep.
I like this game because the Harvey monk guy was one of the first characters I made.
Okay.
When I started playing D&D.
Cool.
Wow. What did I do?
Yeah.
Hang on, I'm like right back.
If he dies, though, you have to cook him and eat him.
Huh.
That's his request, like fried chicken.
How about I just bring him back to life?
That's first choice. Second choice is bread him, And deep fry them.
Fair enough. Not let a good bird go to waste.
I don't know, man. I think we might be better
And-
off smoking him.
Mel has to create ranch sauce. Happy does. Happy knows the recipe for that. Ranch dressing. And buffalo sauce. And blue cheese.
So is it considered cannibalism if you're eating a bird?
Well, since it's a sentient humanoid bird, it's problematic, but I don't know if it'd be cannibalism per se.
So it's reversed, but can you tell what this is? It's a
Oh, it's Harvey Birdman.
Yeah, it's a Wii game for Harvey Birdman, attorney at law.
I remember that cartoon.
Oh God, I love the cartoon. So, I've never gotten to play it because the children were always busy doing something with the Wii, which I still have. I don't know. Do you have a Wii, Jason?
No we.
Okay.
No
Well,
Wii.
I'll hang on to my Wii, and when I get down there, we can have a Wii party and play Harvey Birdman if you want. Love that character.
All right, folks. Well, we can probably start on time this evening if everyone is ready to kick things off.
Imagine that.
That doesn't sound like us.
Let me tell Whisper that we're ready because I don't see him yet.
I was going to say, what is this nonsense of starting on time?
Right.
Well, I wanted to remind him because now he's 2 hours behind us instead of 3, so...
God, he's getting further away.
No, he got closer.
Wait, oh, you're right. See, cause and effect.
But I thought that first, and then I did the math, right? So it's all relative. Is that what you're saying?
Or all irrelevant. I'm not sure.
There's that too.
Well, let's just blame Benjamin Franklin for all of the time.
Stupid Ben Franklin.
All right, folks.
I like the Ben Franklins.
Welcome back to another Thursday edition of Old Dominion Heroes. This is our bi-weekly game for the Candlekeep Mysteries with my own special sauce, a homebrew mashup with Baba Yaga and witches. If you haven't watched before, I'll try to give a quick recap, letting people know where the characters have been, and if they'd like to, they can share a little bit about themselves and the experiences they've had thus far. Overall, this campaign centers around a primary set of bad guys, Baba Yaga, the nefarious Tasha, and her former demon lover, Grazit. This woven tale of Feywild insanity and utter brutal witch magic has pitted a ragtag band of misfit adventurers together to affect the fate of the world as we know it. Thanks for breaking the seal, Limey, with our inaugural fart to start the game. Where we are is Session 4, Lurue. We will be finishing this adventure this evening. In our last game, the events ended with, in the distance, the sounds of 4 werewolves and their physical fight to pull and snare and subdue the unicorn Lurue by the edge of the pool of eternal spring. 2 of them held the unicorn down, while the leader of this band of werewolves took a large, serrated and wavy blade and hacked at the head of the unicorn, cleaving it from its shoulders. Where we start off, you see the werewolf standing around blood-drenched ground and the lifeless corpse of this once majestic magical creature. All of the sparkle and energy and radiance that would emanate from a being of such magical power of a unicorn has faded to a gray, dull, sullen, semi-transparent look. And with that, Vinley was the first to arrive and make an attack against this werewolf here, who cleaved the head from the shoulders of Lurue the unicorn, while her friends were a little bit further behind, having fought off a band of berserkers and wargs sent to this part of the Feywild to capture and kill the unicorn for their evil, corrupted god of the hunt, Malar, who has his own strange motives for wanting this unicorn dead. With that, I'll turn it over to the players. Y'all have anything you'd like to say about your characters or recap any events or thoughts or experiences from the previous 2 games?
I'm good.
Well, I play Happy, and she's a gnome wizard, and her awakened scale book is Bob Ross, who is manifested and now can pop out and talk to us. And I'm cousins with Mel, so I'm constantly like trying to make sure he's not disappearing again. We had a big fight last week, and we didn't really stop. We just took a break. So I think we knocked down I don't know, a bunch of those. What were they? And then we came back to fight the werewolves.
Can I have you guys do me a quick favor? I had all of my maps wiped out when my browser cache cleared. So can I have you guys roll initiative, and we can make adjustments or changes if anybody remembers anything specifically from the last game. I know Vinley had made an attack and she was pretty high up in the initiative order, but I don't remember where everyone else was at.
And I would normally have done it, but I was sick, so I didn't take notes because I was a
It's
slacker.
fine.
I'm pretty sure my initiative was higher than that, but this seems more like me, so I'm good.
Oh wow, I got a 19, which is very unlike me.
So I guess I'm higher than 19.
Yeah.
I rolled an 18.
Yeah, we can go with the stack. I mean, I'll put you above Harvey because I know you were there. Or put Harvey below. I'm gonna put Harvey at the 18 and you at the 25.
Oh.
And to the audience, Garen will probably give like a short monologue at the end, but not right now.
All right, so let me go ahead and just read you a little bit of flavor text, and then we'll kick it off with our combat.
I'm not internet tracker.
I can manually add you.
I rolled, and it shows in the chat log. I don't know why.
Sometimes they don't go through. What was your number?
19.
Okay.
I'm not seeing the map.
Yeah, for some reason did you as a initiative check, not an initiative roll?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, you're right.
That is weird.
Maybe that's what's been happening with me, because sometimes it happens with Rhaegar and Giacomo and other games where I roll and it doesn't show up.
It's true. Maybe I clicked on a nit instead of right-clicking and then clicking the roll button. Nice
Yeah,
cat.
possibly. Yeah.
That's weird.
All right, so
You know, in fact, I'm going to do it again and just see. No, that might screw it up. Never mind.
all
Well,
right.
You can screw up this game.
All right, here we go, folks.
So Vinley goes first.
Well, Vinley already made some attacks the
Already gone.
previous round, so it would be you next, Chip. But let me see here.
Oh.
Yeah. So here lies the body of the majestic Lurue at the edges of the pool of eternal spring. Its once clear, silver sparkling waters are now soaked with black and red impurities. Blood stains the pool, spreads to every inch of shoreline as this band of werewolves dances, cheers, and hollers, moving around in circles, shouting, "Water into blood, earth into bones." And with that, Vinley, you have made your attack against the werewolf that cleaved the head from Lurue. And Chip, you would hear and see this scuffle off in this short distance as you watched Vinley run over to them as the blade was raised, and she was unable to save Lurue before they were killed her. So what would you like to do, sir?
Well, I'm going to move here first off. And then as a... Ooh, I don't want to get ganked. I want to get, like, everybody on me. So I'm going to move up here, screw it. Move up here, right beside Venley, and I'm going to rage as a bonus action. And end my turn. Hold on, let me check my HP. Hold on. Okay, yeah, I'm hurting pretty bad, but it's okay.
And you got the 14 points that Wes and I gave you at the end, right?
No, I did not.
Okay,
I healed you too.
Yeah.
How much did you heal
I
me for?
think. Oh wait, no, it's 15 because I gave you 4 and Wes gave you 11, I think, and then Jaren did. So add that in.
Okay, I think I got Jaren's, but I didn't get y'all what y'all
Okay.
healed me
Yeah,
for.
it was. I remember it totaled 15. Something like 11. Sure, stay there.
So yeah, I'll my turn there.
All right, so you just went into a rage.
Yep, I move up, use my move action to move all the way up, a total of 40 feet, getting right up into this werewolf's face.
So you don't want to make any attacks against it?
I can't. In order to get from where I was up to it immediately in one round, I had to burn my action.
Oh, okay. No, let's just, because I had to bring the maps back. So let's just say that you were within range. Like the farthest you could get would be this one. But I'll give it to you. You had enough movement to get to the.
You want to move people closer?
Yeah. Just go ahead and move your tokens in a little bit closer, folks, because I would say that between then and now, you would have heard some of this and began to move towards the commotion. My apologies.
Hey GM.
Yep.
I've refreshed and I actually restarted Chrome like 3 times. And I still can't get the map to load, so I can't see it.
Oh, if we all refresh, we reload the page, it might help.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and refresh real quick on my end. But even if you get lost, we'll tell you where you're at and I can move you around and describe it. You can also pull up Twitch in the background and mute it, and you should be able to see the map on the Twitch screen. It'll just be a little bit delayed.
Yeah.
Well, and you can't always see what you're looking for too.
That's correct, yeah.
Zoomed in on the action and we're planning, right?
Yeah, if I'm looking at somebody else at the time.
Thank you. Love you, buddy.
All right, so I've refreshed. I don't know where you are at.
I've refreshed. This is my 4th attempt at loading the map.
We try one more time. It just kind of like re-upped on my computer.
Yep, took a minute, but yeah. Oh wow, I'm a lot closer now. I was working out some crazy elaborate thing to try and get closer, and I don't have to do it. Okay.
Ryan, double click in the middle of the fight where I'm clicking.
Yeah.
It'll draw everybody's view straight there.
Yep.
Jason, did that help?
No, it's still all black. I'm going.
Hit the minuses a few times.
I tried that.
I mean, I would just say reset your browser cache. Sometimes if you do Control Shift Delete.
I'm doing. It's all annoying. I'm gonna do it all, but it takes me a second.
No, it's all good, dude.
I shut down the VPN. I shut down everything. So.
Well, in the meantime, let's go ahead and let Thomas get his attacks going real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, you're good, dude.
All right. Well, then I'm gonna go ahead and make 2 attacks with my glaive.
Okay.
Wait, I'm raging, so I get to roll that with advantage. Thank God I do. This is a 16 hit.
Let me check real quick. Sorry about that.
So you're going reckless?
No, when I rage, I get advantage.
Oh.
Only if you go reckless.
Oh, really? Is
Right.
it?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
still,
you have
Alright,
to
then I
go
go
to get
reckless.
advantage.
Then I go reckless.
Nice.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Reckless.
When a choice is to be made, always go reckless.
Ooh, 2 5s. And then 14. Does a 14 hit?
I'll let you know in just a second. I'm so sorry.
These are things you should already have. Tabs you should already have up.
Yo, I had to refresh, man.
Yeah, it's my fault.
Avina, what was your initiative? Not sure. Okay. Is Whisper on the stream right now?
No, I do not see them, but I did talk to them earlier and they were setting up, so I can only guess that they didn't see what I said about the time change.
Sorry. Yeah, so both your attacks would hit, Thomas.
Hey, cool.
Yeah.
So this is well, hold on. Both of them with a -5 to hit.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Wait, with a -5, so you were doing Great Weapon Master?
Yeah.
Yes.
So it would be 11 and 9.
9.
Does 11 and 9 hit them?
The 9 does not, but the 11 does.
Okay, that's fine. I'll take it. And then plus 10 to this. So a total of oh, and I'm raging, so +2 more, so a total of 12. More,
12.
So 22.
22 points of total damage.
Yep.
All right.
Down with my glaive going across his chest. And
So-
it's magical, so
You run in, charging full speed with your glaive above your head, your arms extended back, your shoulders over, your hands behind you, and with just the full force, your face snarled, you run to Vinley's aid after she's pummeled this werewolf and bring your blade over your head down upon its neck and shoulder, crumpling it to one knee as you cleave into it, sending blood spraying across the exit wound of where the blade hit its shoulder. And with that, it's going to be Happy's turn.
Okay. Happy would like to cast Fairy Fire
Okay.
on these 3 on the top. So if we sort of start at the edge of the thing underneath the unicorn and go 4 spaces to the right and then up 4, we should get all those top 3.
Ooh, and you'll give the unicorn its sparkles back.
2, 3, yeah. 1, 2. Yeah, it should go between here and here, and it's a 20-foot cube.
Oh man, why isn't it doing it, Jason?
So they'll need to make a Dex 17 save.
All right, I'll make them roll that real quick. My bad, y'all.
No, it's all good.
It's not your fault. I don't know what the hell is going on with my profile.
Jason, you might want to uninstall above VTT and then reinstall it. Have you tried that?
Well, Chrome decided to run an update like 5 minutes ago. Which I'm sure.
You said I needed to roll what? Dex saves?
Dex 17.
Okay.
You might need to
And it was for all 3 of them?
yeah, for all 3.
Okay.
And if they fail, they're gonna glow bright purple, like psychedelic dude. And then we'll be able to see them. They'll glow, and we'll all have advantage on all of our hits.
All right, so all 3 of them fail.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah.
So they're going to be purple, outlined in light, and then everybody gets advantage, as long as I don't lose concentration. There are no saves. That's that.
All right.
All right, and I don't really have a constructed bonus action, so that's good for me.
All right. So now it's going to be Harvey's turn.
Okay. Am I muted? Never tell.
No.
Yep. Totally.
Damn it, I am, of course. All right, Harvey's gonna fly right here. So that's gonna be 5, 10, 15, 20, 20 feet. Is gonna take some attacks on this guy right here. So that's with advantage.
Mhm.
All right. Does a 17 hit?
Yes.
Okay. DC 15 con save, stunning strike.
Okay. Passes.
Okay. Still going to take some damage. That's going to be. Get it to roll.
Monks.
12.
12
points of magical slashing damage.
Okay.
Next attack. That's another damage roll. What am I doing? No. There. Yes, advantage.
Is it bourbon tonight, Jensen?
No. It's just beers.
Hits.
So 19 hits. Okay.
Yep.
Stunning strike.
Okay.
Con save.
All right. Fails.
All right. So he is stunned. He's going to take 15 points of damage. And I'm going to go ahead and follow up with a another move. So 25, 30, 35. I'm going to go ahead and take a bonus action attack on this guy right here.
Okay.
So that's going to be a 22 to hit.
Hits.
Stunning strike.
Okay.
Jesus. How many key points do you have?
Not many now.
I was about to say. So we didn't take a short rest, did we?
Nope.
Okay, I don't think so.
What was his con save?
I have to roll it. Hold on 1 second.
All right. He's also going to take. That one's also going to take 10 points of slashing damage. It's magical.
So it's the 17. It fails, right? Or
17 passes.
Okay, it got a 16. So it's stunned, and then how much damage?
The DC is 15.
Oh, okay. Then it passes.
Yeah, it passes. 10 damage.
All right. So 10 damage. Okay. And it
All right,
is not stunned.
And that's only 40 feet of movement that I've gone. So I've actually got a little bit more. If I just take to the air, I will take the opportunity attack.
Okay.
But I'm
From
gonna fly,
both of them.
Well, the one that's stunned can't do anything.
Oh, you're right. Yeah. Okay. So this one will get an opportunity attack.
Yeah, but I'm gonna fly 15 feet in the air.
Okay. So as you extend your wings with a loud whoosh, you throw back your leather vest that you have buckled around your shoulders with your various pouches and bags, and the full splendor of your rainbow plumage is, just immediately stunning in front of this aggressive werewolf that snarls in front of you. And as you jump and take flight, hefting the wind beneath your wings, the wolf actually reaches up and attempts to claw at you. And
Okay.
that's going to be a 19.
Shield.
All right, so you go into the air and you reaction shield. A mirror-like shimmering blue barrier guards you from the waist down, and he's unable to gouge his claws into your leg as you take flight to rise above him 10 feet.
Mel sees that differently. He sees a cloud of feathers and hears a sound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cheep, 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 cheep.
All right, that's one of the shields is gone. That's Harvey's turn right there.
All
He's
right.
15 feet in the air.
Nice. So now it's going to be Jaren's turn.
Okay, you're gonna have to tell me what's going on because.
All right, so right now you're about 30 feet from the nearest werewolves. One of them being engaged to the south by Vinley and Chip. One of them is stunned that Jason just hit. And then, that would be your
And then
options.
And the one Jason hit and the other two to the north of that, you can get advantage on all of them because they've got active fairy fire.
Yes, but I don't know if he'll have the movement unless he has another means of getting there quicker.
That's true.
So I will move and use my bonus action to dash and take me to the werewolf that's not stunned.
The one that's being engaged by Vinley and Chip, or the...
Yeah.
Okay, so you wouldn't have to use your dash. You could get there with your regular movement.
Okay, so I could then attack.
All right, so you're going to make attacks against the werewolf.
Okay, so I can open up my character sheet and roll, but I can't get into above VTT.
Okay, yeah, if you roll from your character sheet, it'll show up in the game log for me.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm just gonna take a couple swings.
I may have to step away in a second to help out.
Okay.
Okay.
So it hits?
7.
Yeah, super hits. You raise your great sword over your shoulder like a baseball swing
15.
and cleave down across the other shoulder, opposite of the one that Chip's glaive hit. And so you do 15 points of slashing damage with your great sword.
How much damage? How? Like, is he red yet, or is he yellow, or like?
He's already been yellow. Basically, after you hit him for 15 points, he kind of like snarls and snaps back, loses his balance a little bit, and then steadies his form.
Okay, so I'm gonna cast Divine Smite after that hit, which I can do, and that's 2d8 damage.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Yeah, he's like Tangerine now, if that helps.
9 more damage.
All right.
Is he still alive?
Red. But yeah, he's
Okay,
standing.
so I'm gonna make my second attack.
He's like blood orange.
All right.
Thanks.
And
Good.
this hits.
19
Yep.
hit. And then I roll 9 more damage.
And you swing across with your great sword over his midsection, opening him up at the belly as some of his entrails begin to pour forward at his feet.
Is he dead?
No, he's basically like spitting distance though.
It's
Okay,
gonna leave a bruise.
I'm gonna cast Divine Smite. Because I can.
All right,
I have the spell slot. So
do it.
Since I can't see what the hell I'm doing. Okay, that should kill it. 13
Yeah.
more damage.
Your holy light rains down from the sky, and strangely, for the first time, the dim storm clouds of gray and the red booming lightning and thunder off in the distance is overtaken by a ray of bright platinum-colored light. It beams down onto this werewolf, forcing it to the ground and causing its head to basically explode.
I always forget how powerful Divine Smite is. It just burns spell slots, which is... Yeah, dead werewolf.
You know, it's all pulp.
Yay.
All right, now it's going to be Mel's turn.
Yay! All right, cool. So first, Pump is going to run to Happy's side to make sure that Happy is well defended. While that happens, so Harvey's up in the air now, I guess. So Mel is going to run straight at that werewolf that's like right in the line there, and he's going to move 5, 10, 15, 20. At which point, what? Who moved him?
I did. You're good, but it's fine. Sorry.
Not that. Nope. No, he was right there.
Okay.
And it's very important that he only moves 20. Now Mel's understanding of this entire thing and the events that had occurred. There's a couple of important things. One, when we pulled up the ground, and especially when he did that big orange peel of the ground, when we got flipped over, we saw that the page was underneath us.
Yes.
Now, before we were on the left-hand side of the book, and then we got dumped to the right-hand side of the book.
That's correct.
So my understanding is if we're standing on the left-hand side of the book, then beneath us goes to the beginning of the story. But here, standing on the right-hand side of the book, beneath us goes to the end of the story.
That's correct.
So the first thing that's going to happen is he's going to use his bonus action for Misty Step. And the form that this takes is as he gets there, he leaps up into the air and then goes, and then burrows down into the ground and then leaves that trail of raised earth behind him.
Yeah.
As he Misty Steps over here and then pops out over here. Now, while he was underground, I'm pretty sure while he was down there, he saw the next round. Because, that would have been further down in the story.
Yeah.
So he already knows what happens next round. So now what he does now, I was thinking about using one thing, but I'm going to use a different thing entirely. As he pops out, he takes from his robe of useful items, he takes out the 10-foot pit and throws it underneath these two guys.
Nice.
In hopes that he will drop them all the way to the end of the story.
Okay. That works. Wow. I'm totally down for that. So you throw down your pit, and I guess you place it here, and it covers the space big enough to get them in it?
Yeah, it's kind of like it would be
here.
Right. Yeah, it would be right between the two of them there, so that they both sort of are half all taken up in it. I can move it 10 feet. So
do they have a save against it, or is literally just the ground opens up?
It's just the ground opens up. You decide.
No, I'm good with that, man.
It's all you, man.
I'm totally good with that. You rip off. So you tunnel under the ground, leaving Pump behind to defend your cousin Happy. And like you said, just like a rabbit, there's this mounded soil path where you kind of burrowed through the ground using your ears on your costume like a drilling horn. And when you pop up out of the ground on the other side, you sneak up in between these two unsuspecting werewolves and rip the portable hole from your robe of useful items.
It's not actually the portable hole. That's something different. I still got that. This is just the 10-foot pit.
Gotcha. So,
I was thinking about using the portable hole, but that actually opens up into an alternate dimension, so it might go somewhere else.
Yeah.
I figured the pit just goes straight down.
Yeah. So you open the pit, and the space where the ground is tainted with blood and bones actually opens up, and you see the feathered edges of vellum pages projected downward as these two wolves, Wile E. Coyote style, suddenly the ground literally is ripped out from underneath their feet. They look at each other, then look at you, and then look at the rest of your party and throw their hands up in the air with I don't know, whoop. And the last thing you hear is the two wolves going, howling as they fall into this pit to an unknown destination.
Cool. I accidentally put 2 circles on there on the map. I don't know if you can take them off.
Oh, it's all good, dude.
I moved them over to the side. I just can't get them off.
Pretty circles.
It's better than the stuff you used to put on the map. I'm happy.
I was trying to AoE the AoE thing.
Yeah, I can't. You have to right click and delete them on your end. It won't let me delete them, but it's okay. That was super smart thinking, and totally threw me for a loop. So just remember that these two guys are no longer a part of combat. And with that, it is actually finally going to be what would have been the werewolves' turns, but the two of them are gone, and the other one is stunned, so he can't do anything anyway. So in the moments of chaos following the hole being placed down on the ground, the sunken body of Lurue that lays before you on the bloody banks suddenly inflates with air. You hear the crackling of bone, and you see the pearlescent color of the white skin and the golden locks of its hair begin to glow and flutter as though a breath of life has been breathed into it. Everybody roll me a perception check.
Okay, hold on a second. Perception.
That's a 7.
20.
Nice.
Oh, I'm good at this. Maybe not. Nope, I'm not.
Nope. 11.
11.
I got a 22.
Ah, sweet.
Oh, special.
All right, so anyone that rolled higher than a 10, as you survey the scene, specifically the people standing close, you notice that the appearance and form of Lurue has changed. And rising up from the ground below, literally from the crumpled body of this horse-like creature, stands before you the daunting, overwhelmingly tall and muscular form of a black-skinned, horse-like beast with a red, bloodied horn. It rears back on its hind hooves and kicks its feet down, stomping into the dead body of the gutted werewolf that chopped its head off. And it looks out at the party, and each of you receive a message in your mind, and the voice says to all of you, you cannot possibly know who you are dealing with, and now you will pay for spoiling my spring. And with that, Lurue is going to make an attack against Jaren.
That's not very nice.
Especially because I can't see, so, you know.
It's
Can you
literally
pull up
like
Twitch so you can
right
see
to
the
the
map on
left of you.
Twitch? Jason, can you pull it up on Twitch? Because we've got the map up there.
Yeah, I'm trying one more thing, because I'm. But,
So
If
Well,
not, can somebody take a screenshot and drop it into Discord?
it's fine.
I've got it on another computer. But
I can role play without the visual. What does it
oh, it's
hit me
better when
for?
you tell what's going on.
it goes to stomp down across your face with a hoof and misses you. You notice that its hoof is actually cloven and not like that of a horse's hoof, and this cloven foot rakes down the front of your metal cuirass breastplate. After it finds footing again, it thrusts itself forward and attempts to plunge a horn into your belly, and it does hit 25, I'm sure.
Yes, the 25 will hit.
All right. So as it plunges its horn deep into your stomach, it does 32 points of necrotic damage, and I need you to roll a wisdom save.
Yikes.
It does 32 points of necrotic damage, and I have to roll wisdom save.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Hold on.
Everybody, run.
I'm good.
Yeah, that wouldn't help.
Pushes Vinley in front of everyone.
Wait, was that a spell?
No.
Or was that an attack?
It's a regular melee attack, but it is not a spell.
Okay. I got a 22 wisdom save.
Passes.
So I took 22 points of how much?
32.
damage?
32.
32.
Yep.
Okay. Got it.
All right. Let me add this bad boy to the combat tracker so I can at least use it. All right. And after it finishes plunging its horn into your stomach, it jerks its head free and pulls its horn from your belly. It rears back again and neighs like a horse. And then mentally, you all get again another message. You have defiled my forest, and for that, everyone will pay for their sins. And it is actually going to use a layer action. And
I'm gonna say before it does, I dug a 6-inch hole when I had to shit. I don't understand.
you didn't Boy Scout it, man. Leave it as you found it.
You're supposed to dig a 6-inch hole.
So
left only footprints.
the avatar, the corrupted avatar of Lurue, is going to use a layer action, and it is going to itself Misty Step. It's
my.
going to place itself in the sky 15 feet in the air. And
It flies.
yeah, it's going to make an attack against
Unicorn.
Harvey.
I'm moving the other unicorn into the swampy water of death.
So
There, now we can't see it.
first attack with the hoof fails. As it steadies its form as it begins to fly through the air to level itself with you, you see another cloven hoof reach forward and misses your wing instead of making contact with your chest. And then it thrusts its head forward, plunging its horn toward you with a 21, which I'm sure hits unless you're burning your other shield.
Shield is still in effect until the start of my next turn.
Oh, nice. Okay. So does that make it fail? I'm
Misses.
assuming? Okay. So it goes to stab at you with this gnarled red bloodied horn, and it collides with the magical barrier that surrounds your body, clanging off in a brilliant sparking display. And
Harvey's like, thanks for recharging the ring, Happy.
Yay!
Mel shouts, "Look out, Harvey! The unicorn's gonna try and get you." Okay, you got it. Good, cool. I saw it when I was on the next page.
all right, and so with that, it's going to take us to the top of the round. It's Vinley's turn. So you see Lurue, or this corrupted demonic version of the unicorn, flying 15 feet above the ground, level with your friend Harvey.
I can't do nothing to him because I can't reach him. I'll go ahead and run over. I'll run over to this guy.
Find the gap.
I'll run over to that guy and attack him.
Nice. Automatically advantaged.
Yeah. Does a 19
Hits.
hit. Alright, let's see. That is 6 for that one. That's, God, it's been a while. So it's just, 6 for that. How's he doing? Attack him again?
Yeah, you can keep hitting him.
Okay. I just didn't know if he was. I didn't look. I'm on my little tiny screen. 24.
Hits.
And I'll just flat roll him. That's gonna be 10 damage. So total is 16 damage. And he's
All right.
still up, huh?
Yeah, barely. You see it spit blood at its feet as it stands there helpless.
Okay, I guess I'll flurry of blows. I hate to use a key point for this one idiot. Which way do I go? I go the other way. It's the flurry of blows. Oh, you know what? I can do. Sorry, I've never used this.
Cool.
I'll use one of my key points to do hand of. Well, no, shit. I don't know if that's gonna work. I'll just do this. Unarmed strike.
Okay.
Or flurry blow, whatever. With advantage. That's
Hits.
25. That's 9.
And how do you want to do this?
Okay. Take up my staff and I've hit him, swung one way, swung the other. And I finally just get so mad that I just punch him right in the face.
Just like speed bagged him.
Yeah. Just annoyed that he won't go down.
Biggity, 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 big.
And then I still have movement. So I don't have to use my last attack on the same person, right?
No.
Okay. Then I'll run over to run over to this one here.
Well, remember, these are gone.
Which ones?
These two are both gone.
The two on the top?
Yeah, because remember, Mel put down the pit.
Oh.
So the only thing that's here right now is this demonic unicorn.
Okay, well I will I'll just stay...
and a pit to the end of the story if you want to go read ahead.
That's also true.
No, I'll just I'll stay here.
All right.
That'll be my turn. Damn it! I used a whole stupid.
So Chip, it's gonna be your turn.
You know, you can do one unarmed strike for a bonus action for free. Didn't even have to use a key point.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Can I retcon that then?
That's fine. Yeah.
I had a feeling it was.
Here.
I had a feeling it wasn't going to be a whole lot more.
Yeah, he was already at blood orange.
Yeah, I wanted to use my hand of harm, but it's necrotic, so I don't know if that would work.
What you doing, Chip?
Alright, so basically I'm going to start to run towards the unicorn from hell.
Okay.
And I'm gonna tap the back of my boot, and as I do, these silvery wings emerge from my boots as I use my boots of flying to ascend up to 30 feet. So I'm gonna run
You done
and then
did it.
jump, and I'm gonna get up to this unicorn of death.
That's awesome, dude.
You have boots of flying?
Uh-huh.
Can you describe them, please?
Winged boots. So they are, think of them like I would say Timberlands, right? So they're like larger Tims where like the tops and the shoelaces unwind, and they kind of unfrill and undo themselves, and they kind of create these like angelic like silver wings that come off the side of my Timberlands. And
cool.
My Tim, and I ascend with this fit of rage, ascending into the sky, stepping and vaulting with each stride, and
That's so awesome, dude. Point of inspiration.
I already got one.
Oh,
Already got one.
dang.
So I
Y'all need to start using them then. DM gives them out.
So those give us advantage on things, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought it was like a reroll.
Yeah, it's a reroll.
So I make my way up here, and I'm going to reckless this asshole.
I would imagine that, like, even though you've had these for a little while, just your, Chip's fear of magic in general, his apprehension, especially after having dealt with Baba Yaga one time a while ago, the first time that you've used these, your big hulking hefty woodsman form is not so nimble as you like step on nothing, thin air, cloud stepping as you like stumble and keep your balance walking up an invisible staircase. That's so cool. All right.
Well, like I also like attest to like the reason why he has it is because like he's a lumberjack. He instead of using a rope to get up into a tree, he can literally just fly up into the tree and just cut trees down.
Yeah, perks of being a heroic adventurer. The court wizard of Lycanstone and the king would have rewarded you handsomely for saving the woodsman.
So, here are my attacks. I got -5 to this hit, which will be a 26 minus 5 is 21.
Hits.
Cool. And then the second attack. -5 as well. Ooh, so
also
good.
hits.
So a 20. All right, cool,
Yep.
cool. So as my third attack, I'm burning a bonus action to use polearm mastery. I get my bonus attack, which instead of attacking with the forward blade, I attack with the butt of the blade. So here's the attack with this -5. Oh, sorry. I need to re-roll that again.
So does that mean that you get 10 feet of reach and you don't have to get within attack of opportunity range of him?
Correct.
Yep.
I'm basically just staying right out of his range and just smack. So the first 2 hits, but the second one, that one's probably gonna miss.
Yeah.
So here's the damage. For the first one, plus 12. So 23, and then the second one is a 20.
Minus 20 damage?
Well, no, the first one's a 23, the second one's a 20.
Oh, okay. Of total damage?
Yeah.
Alright, dang. And you smack the shit out of Lurue. So as you stride up, you basically take a diagonal left slash, a diagonal right slash with your glaive, and then you spin it around on the palm of your hand and attempt to slam down against it with the butt end of the glaive, but are unable to hit it.
So no, it was a total of 43 points of overall damage.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
That's
Can I end my
ridiculous.
turn?
All right, so Happy, it is now your turn. You've seen Chip cloud strut up to this massive hulking black horse demonic form and attack it in the sky with his glaive.
And I say, go Chip, go Chip. And then I want to know if I can cast Fireball such that it hits the unicorn up in the air but doesn't hit Harvey or Chip.
Yeah, so essentially what you would have to do is put the outside edge of the fireball against it, because Chip is down 10 feet, and
Right.
Harvey would be, 5 feet within range. So, if it's, I'd say you could do it. Yeah, basically the fireball
and
would
it's
like
not high
center
enough
over.
that it won't hit Mel because he's down.
Yes.
So, okay, so they need to make a dex 17.
For dexterity save. Passes.
Okay, so it's going to take half damage.
Okay. I need to step away for just 2 seconds. Ashley needs my help with the little one.
So
How
it'll
big
take,
is that thing?
It'll take 13 damage.
How big is that?
The fireball, 20 feet. So it's 8d6.
20 feet radius.
Yeah.
Jesus.
It's ridiculous.
So I was glad it went up in the air. You guys are always like swarming things, and it's really difficult to.
Well, I mean, that was half the map. It's really difficult not to.
It's fireworks. Hey guys, enjoy them. If you're not catching on fire, enjoy them.
You can throw it at me anytime you want. I don't
maybe
care.
we need to, if we want to have some marshmallows. Oh, you know what? I made those s'mores, and we never got a chance to eat them. So maybe Happy's gonna hold those up and melt the marshmallows.
You can throw it at me and Harvey anytime you want.
I imagine
Harvey's always down for a s'more.
I imagine
for like the AOE, like dex set, anything we got to roll.
Oh, yeah.
Dex set, we're good.
I imagine
okay.
those trees are probably on fire. I was kind of confused by how we defiled the forest, but now I get it. He must have read ahead too.
Oh dear. Let's see.
I
So
don't know
with
if
those
Avina approves.
pastries, and Avina's here, and she rolled a 10 in it, so I'm thinking she'll be in here in a minute. Maybe he'll let me on a bonus action give you guys your pastries since you can roast them. So for that, you roll a 1d20, and then something happens.
Only if we burn up the unicorn and we can roast them over the burning unicorn, because I think that's
was
appropriate.
thinking that I would just hold them up to the fireball, and it would melt everything to a nice, brown but not black charred amount, and then I'll just flip
Yeah.
it, right?
Yeah,
Or
makes
Bob
sense.
maybe Bob delivers them on his
Oh
bonus
man.
action.
My action, I cast fireball. Bonus action,
I would-
s'mores.
Yeah,
I'll use my reaction
I
to
read it
collect a
this morning,
s'more.
but we jumped into action so fast I never got a chance to hand them to you. That was so sad.
All right, so I'm going to try something on my turn. I don't know if it'll work or not, but I've wanted to do it for a while.
Just do it.
Well,
Hello.
Hello,
do it.
baby.
Exactly.
Since we're waiting, by the way, I did want to point out that now Mel just sort of got an understanding about Chip. As he watched him, he suddenly recollected that season from Timber Sports where he got disqualified because he used those boots while he was there, which
Ah,
explains why he's so angry all the time.
the lumberjack reality show, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
They do the log rolling and the axe
Well, it's a
throwing.
competition, not a
Yeah,
reality.
yeah.
Hey
Oh, yeah, it's
Ryan,
competition.
will you let me, as a bonus action, pull out all those s'mores that I made this morning with the pastry, and then hold them up to the fireball and melt the marshmallows, and then Bob can flip them to everybody so they can have their Ash's peculiar pastries. Would that be okay? Can you
Hey,
hear
I'm
me?
so
Oh,
sorry,
thank you.
folks. I just got back.
Oh, okay. So I was just asking. I made those s'mores this morning from Ash's Peculiar Pastries, but we jumped right in and never got a chance. So will you let me hold those up to the fireball to melt the marshmallows, and then Bob can deliver them to everybody?
Absolutely.
Bonus action. Okay, so everybody roll a d20 if they want a s'more.
And how much damage did your fireball do?
13, because it was 26, so half of it.
Okay.
So we roll a what? A D100?
I'll roll a
D20.
d20.
Okay. And sorry. Go ahead. Whisper.
Ooh, I got a 1.
My initiative is 10.
Okay. And is it not showing you in the tracker? I guess not.
It did not show me yet.
That's fine. I'll fix it for you.
Okay. So Chip, for the next 10 minutes, you gain the ability to speak any language, but not.
Well, you got to eat it first.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they can save them for later to eat them
So-
at a different time in the
Oh,
campaign.
okay, you can, but it's like they're melted now. This is when they're going to be good.
Oh, I gotcha. No, I see what you're saying.
I'm not gonna tell you what to do. I'm
Chip
just
spends
a
his
chef.
next turn action to eat the cupcake.
Yeah, I'm sure we can eat it as a bonus action.
Yeah, eat it as an
Yeah.
interaction with object, right?
Yeah, that's how.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna let
reaction.
it take up your turn. If you want to eat it, you can eat it.
Reaction.
So
Okay.
then you gain the ability to speak any language, but you don't understand any additional languages. So I guess you don't know what you're saying.
So,
So Harvey, you
no
rolled a
change.
15. You become immune to being charmed for the next hour. Avina rolled a 9. Gain resistance to the next instance of cold damage that you take in the next 24 hours. Mel's a 13. That's for the next hour. Double your carrying capacity.
Hey.
Finley,
You carry 20 pounds.
your jump distance is doubled for 10 minutes, Finley.
Cool.
And is that everybody? Oh, and then I need to roll one, right? Because I'll eat one, sure. I love s'mores. I got a 16. So the next melee or spell attack casts an additional 1d6 lightning damage.
Nice.
I'm gonna, ass-
Fun.
I'm gonna assume that was an enhancement to my emotional carrying capacity.
Well, that too. Spiritual, emotional, physical.
All right, who's up?
So it's actually Harvey's turn.
Harvey.
Okay, so the enemy here is goodness. Here, hang on. So the enemy is even with Harvey,
Yep,
both 15 feet above the ground.
that's correct.
Harvey is going to use bonus action face step vertically and at a slight angle to be over top of this guy. So now he's 40 feet up.
Okay.
I do believe that's 40 feet. Let me just double check on that.
Is it Misty Step?
No, it's a subclass
Okay.
thing. I'm sorry, I should look this up a minute ago.
No, you're fine.
Yeah,
dude.
40 feet.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so he's 40 feet above. And then he's going to use his action to dash, which is flying. So that's 65 feet higher in the air.
Holy moly!
So that's 105 feet high. And then he's going to use his movement to fly 65 more feet. So that's 170 feet. And then he's going to stop flying and let himself fall.
Jesus.
Okay.
Sorry.
Oh god.
Okay. And what are you doing with this graceful falling maneuver?
Okay, so I would direct your attention to the portion in Tasha's Cauldron of Everything labeled falling onto a creature.
I'm not gonna be able to check all that at the moment, but I'll buy you on it.
I will paste that into the chat.
Do it.
Absolutely. For your help, I really need you to roll a dexterity saving throw for that unicorn, and if you fail it, that would be awesome.
All right. It is a crit fail.
Information share.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Share the rules.
All right. So now we need a 17d6 for the fall damage.
Jesus Christ.
That's going to be split evenly.
Holy cow! Are you gonna roll that for me? Roll me that 17d6.
I can roll that.
Holy cow!
How much falling damage do you take?
Well, the good news is
He's a monk. Falling damage doesn't really apply to monks.
Yeah, he's got 45 feet of falling or 50.
So he's gonna. Yeah, so Harvey impacts him. So that's 53 points of damage, which is divided in half. So I'm only doing. To him, I'm only doing 20. Something. 26 points of damage. 21. 26. No, 26. 26 points of falling damage done to the unicorn, and the unicorn's going to go ahead and fall another 15 feet on its own because now it's going to be prone. So that's going to be 1. So the unicorn takes 27 points of falling damage. Harvey's going to use his reaction to reduce his falling damage using slow fall, so he takes no falling damage, and he's going to be flying right there after the impact point. Because unless you take falling damage, you don't actually end up prone when you take a fall.
How high were you?
15. So Harvey's back to being 15 feet up.
Well, how high were you when you hit him?
Oh, like 160 feet.
Oh, okay.
170.
70, yeah.
Okay.
That's bananas, dude. That's like some of the most creative, combative strategy I've ever freaking seen. Do you mind if I move you off of Lurue just so I can look at stuff I need to see?
That's fine, yeah.
All right. Holy cow. Okay, so Jaren, you see this giant black demonic horse-like beast literally plummet from the sky and crash into the ground, shoulder blades and neck first. You know, a horse riding itself in the air doesn't seem to be something that you would imagine would be very easy, especially for one that's just impacted out of nowhere against its own will with the weight and force of this large bird man just slamming into it.
I'm not going to say there's no feathers floating down, but you did hear a very distinct Harvey saying, yeehaw.
And also when he hit the ground, sort of images of differential equations came like into the air with all the dust. So like little math symbols and derivatives.
Bob is painting it so it can be forever immortalized in the book.
Nice.
But Brian, do I have enough movement to get to the unicorn on the ground?
Yeah, absolutely, dude. You're only at this point 15 feet away.
Watch out for the big hole in the ground.
It's not
I'm
dead.
gonna walk around the hole. I'm gonna walk up to the unicorn, and I'm gonna beat it with a sword.
What?
Beat it.
Crazy. Who does that?
Get yourself a horn. Beat it.
Oh yes, because it's so much crazier than anything anyone else has done tonight.
Oh, you know what? My other game that has the miniature giant space hamster, I found
Does
one of
a
my kids'
24
battle
hit?
hamsters.
Yes, it does.
9. Does a 21 hit?
Yes, it does.
Prone, doesn't that... Oh, prone doesn't mean... Does that mean advantage or no? That
Yes,
Yes, it does.
It doesn't matter because I still hit.
Well, but you might crit.
You might
I
crit.
would roll it.
Yeah, you can go ahead and re-roll both those if you want.
Even though you hit, you might just crit.
True, but with the longsword, the crit doesn't do much. Yeah.
It's
If
double
you-
damage.
If you dump a divine smite into it, it does.
It does. It does. We'll see if I crit.
Would it double the divine smite too?
Doubles all the dice. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, if I crit, I'll definitely do
Okay,
it.
so you had a 9 to one and a 15 to the other.
And then I'll roll again for my
No,
second
well you already
attack.
rolled. You already rolled the hit.
No, I get 2 attacks.
Right. But you already rolled to hit once and rolled to hit twice.
Yeah, I mean, either way, so he just did 2 additional attack rolls to check for the crit roll, and he didn't get it. So both his attacks hit, but neither of them were crit.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see where the confusion came in.
Yeah.
No, the confusion. You should have just rolled 2 more dice.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter because he rolled better before the first time, anyways.
All right, so roll me some damage, roll me some damage, Jaren, as you take out your great sword and attack this beast as it lays on its back in a crater of dirt.
I did 19 damage before I rolled the extra hit, so I'm good.
21.
21, and I'm gonna cast another Divine Smite. And that's an extra 2d8. And extra 6. So 27 damage.
You said 27?
Yeah.
Sweet.
All right. Well, you have successfully ended the night a little bit earlier than I thought, so. All right, so, Jaren, you slam your greatsword down into this dying, coughing blood form of this demonic horse-like unicorn beast, and you see the life leave its eyes as the red flames that filled its empty black pupils and its skeletal face have faded and extinguished. And as you stand over the corpse of this demonic horse, you see its body slowly become absorbed into the ground and back into the very blood-stained earth it appeared from, leaving behind just a empty casing of skin and some bones that appear to be like an old corpse, perhaps that of a horse or a creature like this that was buried hundreds of years ago.
And then it pops up again.
Super unicorn!
Can I do like a perception check on the dead body?
It would be an investigation, because you would be looking it over in detail.
Can I do an investigation check on
Yes.
Investigation is shit. Oh well. We'll see what happens. Nope. 8.
All right. You you kneel down to look at the remains of this unicorn creature and are somewhat stumped.
Is the
Harvey-
white body still there, or did it morph into the black one?
The corpse of the unicorn with the white body, yeah, it morphed into this black,
Okay,
corrupted
okay.
unicorn.
Harvey would like to see if he could harvest some of that unicorn horn for research purposes.
So you're trying to go for the demonic unicorn horn?
Sure, yeah.
Okay. So go ahead and you're interacting with it. Describe to me what you're doing with the horn.
Harvey takes his axe and pokes the horn with
Okay.
the edge of the blade of the axe, very very gingerly.
As you poke the horn with the edge of the axe, you just notice the tussle of the head. Nothing really stands out to you.
All right, I want to chop the horn off.
All right, go ahead and make an attack roll.
I may regret this.
Waste not, want not, dude.
This is
I may
true. It's
regret
prone.
this.
Can I get advantage?
Yep.
And it's also dead.
Prone and dead.
Well, we know it's gonna fail a dex save, right?
It's 21.
Yeah, okay. So you take your woodcutter's axe, your small hand axe off your back, and hack
Hello.
down into the horn. Go ahead and roll
Yeah,
me some
I hear
damage.
you.
Okay, roll
My
damage.
mic wasn't working.
Oh.
Harvey,
is
I was
10.
gonna have you roll a wisdom save.
So you
Before
do.
You need Harvey to
do
do a
this.
wisdom save?
Yes. I
Before
need
he
you to
does
roll
that? Okay.
against- I need you to roll against hold person.
Okay, wisdom save.
Crap. Oh crap.
Nat 20.
Oh, snipe. All right, so I'm assuming he passes against your DC, right, Avina?
Yeah,
Okay.
he does.
So, Harvey, you feel a tug against your body as a grip of ghostly female hands grabs at your shoulders and your wings, attempting to pull you from the middle of your thrust as you cleave down with your axe. As the blade lands in the crook of the spot where the horn meets the skull, with expert precision, I need you to roll me a Constitution saving throw.
You have just released the evil in the world.
Do you have inspiration too, Harvey?
That's an 18.
Passes.
There you go.
You notice that this blackened, gnarled horn that weeps with a red, bloody ichor, where the axe hits it, it cracks it open, and underneath the horn shines a molten red-like light. So you've basically put a big crack in this like stone-like horn. Anybody else want to do anything after seeing Harvey?
Point out that demon light.
Do I have dispel evil?
So Harvey, you notify the party of this crack in the horn where the axe cleaved down. Okay.
And then Harvey takes a snack break because that's how Harvey rolls.
Okay.
He's got Takis today.
Takis, nice. Brought to you by Takis.
Are we still in initiative order?
No, we can freely interact. I just want to kind of move around to give everybody an opportunity to tell their part of the story.
So I'm going to cast Detect Magic.
Okay.
It's magical.
Yeah, or Divine Sense. Which one would be better?
I have not played a cleric, so what does your divine sense say, or what does it do?
You can detect good and evil until the end of your turn. You can sense something affected by... Yeah, I mean, it's clearly evil, but I don't think it's good. Yeah. I think Detect Magic would tell me more. I don't know.
No, I think your divine sense is a good choice. So you're going to use divine sense?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't use a spell slot, so let's go with Divine Sense.
Yeah. So you kneel down and you say a quiet prayer, mumbling the words to, just like a little bit of a mantra that you would use to contact your deity. And you say this in a shy-like way because up until recently when the, divine energy smote through the sky and that streak of bright platinum light, you had felt very distant from your god. And you whisper the words, who is your god?
Well, right now it's Grazit.
Well, no, your actual god is a cleric. Like, what is your clerical order? Who do you worship?
I thought he was a
right
paladin.
now, Grazit. Because
he's an oath paladin, right?
I'm an Oath of Vengeance paladin, so right now, Grazit is my god.
Okay, gotcha. I apologize for fussy baby.
Okay.
So well then we'll say that if you whisper a soft prayer and you call out and basically say, if you're there, thank you. And you basically take your gauntleted fist and pound it to your chest, activating this holy energy. And it's like you start seeing through another pair of eyes that survey the scene. The energy wafts and moves around like a cloud of smoke, and it basically snakes its way in between all the different figures in the scene right now. At first, it looks at this soil that's tainted by the blood, where the deflated and rotted corpse of this demonic unicorn lays. And that glows a red and black energy, and it pulsates with like a lightning-like presence. Then this energy wisps around and hovers in a circle over what was the pool of eternal spring.
So did Grazit tell me anything? Because he can talk to me.
Hold on 1 second. Sorry. She's just like way too fussy right now.
Yeah, why don't you voice Grazit? She loves your
Yeah,
demon voice.
that's it. What's he gonna tell us?
She's been a mess all day. So this it snakes around and it starts like circling the center of the pool, and a faint platinum sparkling light shines up from underneath of the blood-stained water and just sort of faintly flickers. And you would hear a voice whisper, or it's actually like thousands of voices, not just one. And the voice would whisper out at first, and you would just barely hear it nipping at the back of your ears as you would hear, there's evil. There's evil in the blood and there's life in the water.
I'm gonna go jump in the water. Can I do that?
Yeah, dude, sorry. She's crazy right now. Hold on one second. But yes, you can go in the water.
Maybe wade in the water. I wouldn't jump in over your head. You got a lot of armor on.
I can swim.
Like the question of you could swim or not.
Drink the blood water.
Drink the whoa, why not?
All right.
Whatever you
Fingers
want.
crossed. She stays chill. So you said you want to go out into the water.
I'm gonna jump in the water. Yeah.
All right. So as you walk out into the water, you notice that the blood in the water itself is drawn to you and starts absorbing into you and around you.
That's cool.
Nothing's wrong.
Hey guys, check this out.
Yeah.
All right. It's like one of those magnet things where you're the pen.
Yeah.
Is this like
Harvey,
Mikey? Give it to Mikey, he'll eat it. Yeah.
So what does the blood do? Okay, do I?
in the middle of lighting up his joint, Harvey's like, "What?"
So you said you wanted to know what the blood does to you?
Yeah.
You just notice that the blood swirls around as though it has a life of its own. And it doesn't actually make contact with your skin, but it's just like drawn to you and moves in whatever direction you move and gathers close around you.
Can I telepathically talk to the blood?
Sure. So go ahead and what are you trying to say?
Weirdest question I've
Kinda-
heard all day.
I'm trying to see if the blood is sentient. So like I reach my hand down and I use my telepathy to reach out to the blood.
Okay. What are you saying?
Basically just trying to see if there's any kind of sentience in the blood. If I get any kind of answer back.
Yeah, when you reach down and put your hand in the blood, you hear an overwhelming swell of the sounds of nature and the strange noises of the Feywild and its creatures and its inhabitants. So you hear, the weird whooping of like mutated-looking Fey creature birds. And the heavy footfall of satyrs trudging through the forest and the creak of large trees and the swirling winds. And you hear, twinkling and shimmering sounds of sparkling waterfalls and moonbeams and rainbows. And it's just overwhelming.
Yeah, I don't like that at all. Okay. I'm just gonna stay in the water because I think I've used up all my action movement.
All right, what do we got? What else is everybody doing?
I move over to the corpse,
Okay.
and the horn is still attached to the skull, yes?
That's correct, except for a crack in the horn the same width as the blade edge of Harvey's axe that pulsates a molten orange color.
Yeah, Harvey was going to collect it, but it was just really, really gross sounding, so he decided not to.
And
A huge
also,
bag of holding.
and also would have required effort.
This is true, yeah. Maximum effort, actually.
Clean up afterwards. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would like to cast Detect Magic, and I will save what I'm going to do next until I have that information.
So yeah, you cast Detect Magic, and the horn emits a red glowing aura. The lifeless body of this demonic looking horse and its rotted corpse emanates a black light, and then the bloodied pool reflects a faint gray magical glow, and then off in the distance, further down in the waters of the pool, is a bright bead of white light that pulsates faintly beneath the water.
Hmm. Can I use Produce Flame? And I want to burn away the skin around the skull before taking it away from my body.
I'm glad we had the s'mores first.
Yeah, you can do Produce Flame.
Totally ruined the flavor, yeah.
I'm
Yeah, but it wouldn't have
basically
tasted
just
the
gonna start.
same. Yeah.
I'm going to reach my hand down and grip the skull, and flame just starts to heat up between my touch and the skin. And I'm trying to burn it before grabbing the skull off.
So here's what you do. You reach down into a small leather-bound notebook, about the size of a little black book, like someone would carry in their, purse or coin pouch, that you'd write down information and take notes in. And you peel a page of tea-stained wood pulp paper from this tiny little notebook, and you crumple it in your hand and blow into your fist as it's crumpled up. And then when you open your hand and drop this page, it trickles down like glowing embers onto the decaying black fur skin over the skeletal face of this demonic looking horse. And instantly the skin emulates and burns away, leaving behind an alabaster white skull with magical runes etched in the actual bone.
Am I able to read them?
Yeah.
What do they say?
So when you go down to look and inspect the skull, picking it up with your hands to read it, the form and letters written on the skull are abyssal, and
I can read that.
You're in the water.
I know.
Hmm.
and
Chip can speak it, but he can't understand it.
the letters on the skull, it says, basically it's the word Lurue backwards. So everything is written backwards, and underneath of that is etched into the bone very strange, primitive looking scratch marks, and you're able to read that to be the signature of the demon lord Grazit.
And I would like to cast Lesser Restoration targeting the Demon Lord's name.
On the skull itself?
I want to basically purify the skull of that name.
Okay, so you essentially want to wipe, you're going to like wave your hand over the skull and wipe the etching and engraving of these abyssal letters from the skull itself?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I'll say you do that.
Want to know if it changes anything about it.
When you wave your hand over it, it unscribes the engraved lettering from the bone.
I don't want the demon, whoever that.
Yeah, so you basically just have this unicorn skull right now.
Mm-hmm.
Can Bob talk to Lurue, the like white unicorn Lurue that got its head chopped off? Now I'm assuming it's dead or something now. Can Bob talk to it?
Yeah, so you...
Didn't it die like 800 years ago?
Doesn't matter. It's Bob.
Well, and you guys are presently in the book as these events are unfolding. Yeah, so Bob pops out of the sketchbook and walks down on the ground with his little, Force Ghost, Princess Leia style form, and trudges over the corpse of the unicorn and traces out a few footpaths, and then floats back up to your shoulder and leans over to your cheek and basically says, "Well, it's like all the magic's gone. I don't even think Lurue exists anymore."
Can I inscribe Larue's name in Celestial or Sylvan into the skull where it was originally?
Sure.
I know Celestial too.
I think Celestial.
Can I telepathically tell him what to write in Celestial?
She knows.
Okay.
So you're writing Larue's name on the skull?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you go and you write Larue's name on the skull, and you magically inscribe it in Celestial, and a voice of a young female child speaks up. Everyone standing within about 60 feet would hear this voice out of thin air, and it would say, "We were gone. Now we are here. We are Lurue."
You are Lurue.
And it starts to kind of get panicky and shaky in its voice, and it says, basically, if we are here, where are our hooves?
Let me fix that for you.
Oh,
I'm
good.
going to set the skull back down
Holy shit.
next to the skeleton, and I'm going to cast another Lesser Restoration, targeting the body. As I do this, so they're connected.
So as you cast the spell, you notice that the effects of your energy come off the tips of your finger. Again, like glowing cinders and embers, they travel like autumn leaves flickering forth and down across the form of the neck and mane and forelegs and hooves of Lurue, or of this demonic-looking horse. And the spell begins to inflate the corpse, and you see the black satin sheen of its fur begin to, come back to life a little bit more, and some swirling red energy come about its body. And as you do that, and the skull is looking at itself and sees its hooves taking shape, the voice of this female-sounding creature begins to panic and says, "This is not us! This is not Lurue!" And it echoes and basically like argues with itself and goes kind of like, multiple personality on you.
Is it like actually moving around, or is it just like
No.
voice? Okay.
Yeah.
Voice.
Think about it as
So-
like roadkill that's being inflated with an air pump.
Right. So we just brought the consciousness of Lurue back into this like dead horror show. Okay, cool.
Yep, and it's looking on this decayed zombie
Kinda like
form
feel
of this
every
demon
morning,
horse.
sweetie.
Okay. So Mel looks up at them. Is like, is this what you meant to do? Is this the plan?
Are you basically generally asking everyone that question?
No, specifically asking. I'm sorry. What's
Avina?
Whisper's character?
Avina.
Avina. Yeah. Is this the intent?
Can
I'm
Jared
making it
do
up as I go
something?
along.
I'm sorry. What?
I'm making it up as I go along. I don't know anything about this.
Uh.
Mel,
Um.
did you see anything in the book ahead that would help us decide what to do?
I didn't get down this far.
Oh,
Is the corpse still like it's like zombified, or is it like becoming more?
It's less dead than it was, but it's not restoring. You see, here's the thing: it's essentially like one of the ring wraith's horses. You know, like it's a skeletal like zombie horse. It's constantly weeping blood. It is missing eyes completely. The only eyes the horse has are the red flames that took up the space, and then the front part of its snout and jaw would be like bone and teeth. So
All right. Mel's had enough of this. So he goes, okay, you know what? Let's save this for later. He's going to cast Reduce on this thing, shrink it down to a smaller size. Now he's going to throw down the portable hole, and he's going to use his double carrying capacity to shove the thing into a hole and pick it up and just go, we're going to save that for later.
Body?
all right. So you use your portable hole and
Can I stop him from doing that? Or can I do something before he does it?
Sure, yeah, there's plenty of time in there, yeah.
yeah.
Okay. So Jaren's in the water room, and he's very upset about this. So he casts guiding bolt and just destroys what's left of the horse.
Do you even know what's going on, or are you like
Yeah.
above water or below it?
I'm above water, and I don't like what's going on, so I just incinerate the horse.
Should we like roll for initiative to see if I push it into the hole before he incinerates it or something?
Ooh.
I mean, that's the DM.
Be some kind of save or some kind of skill check.
Seeing this going on, I'm just going to put the skull like beneath my robe.
you know, it's too bad we don't have any other unicorns that Lurue could use to inhabit.
Yeah, I thought Lurue would have had some opinions about all this.
I mean, if
I'm
only
sorry,
somebody had a unicorn in their pocket that we could use.
I meant,
don't know.
yeah. I meant, shoot. What's your character's name again?
Apparently, if someone had a chance to say anything, they might have
Finley.
said something.
Oh, you got plenty. You can act in here too.
I've been trying to, but
All right, you go now. So we got multiple things going on. We got Jaren trying to destroy it. I'm trying to push it in a hole. What are you trying to do?
I have the unicorn, the clay unicorn,
Yeah.
and even though I think the witch is super creepy, I've seen what the witch has been doing with this thing, and I will hand her. Oh shit! I don't know. I'll just say I've got this unicorn that I think we might be able to maybe harness the essence of Lurue. Thank you, Jason.
May I see it then?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and hand it over to you, and then I want to look in the pit.
All right, so
My detect magic's
here's what
still
we're
up.
here's what we're gonna do. Yes, your detect magic is still up. So this scene's playing out in real time, and we're just taking turns to give everybody a chance to say what they wanted to do. So before we pass the narrative any further, Chip and Harvey and Happy, is there anything else you guys wanted to do before events proceed any further.
Well, other than Bob checking to see if we could contact Lurue, it sounds like Avina's managed to reach the consciousness. So I think maybe we should try and see if Finley's unicorn and something here could combine to rebirth Lurue. And then I've got that potion that's got everything except the blood. Maybe we need that in there too.
Okay, so you're gonna hang back and watch the events unfold.
Oh, and I still got the goop. I still got the clay stuff that can make crap.
Exactly. You still have the clay.
All right, and Chip, do you have anything you want to add? I don't know if Tom has stepped away or not.
Chip's just swearing in like 8 different languages that he doesn't understand.
Is he AFK?
It's so satisfying.
Chip and Harvey are both. They're passing something back and forth.
It says he's muted on his end, so
keeping it in rotation.
I don't know. He might be busy. Well, I'm not going to wait around. If something changes, it changes. But here's what we're going to do, right? So, Mel, seeing this rotted corpse somewhat come back to life and hearing the horrified echoing voice of these strange childlike echoes as this panicked creature looks at its dead decaying form and clearly is not happy about it. You walk forward to place your hole beneath the unicorn, and simultaneously, Jaren, you have this prick in the back of your mind, like a spider sense moment, as Grazit reaches your consciousness like a bolt of lightning and says, basically says, "I'm in control now," and spins you around against your will, casting your spell. As you do, your spell goes off. The hole is placed underneath of Lurue, and the corpse of this black horse is incinerated before you. And Avina and Vinley, you all are discussing and holding the small unicorn statue, inspecting it as the glow of a rainbow light emanates from the statue in Avina's hand. This rotted, decayed, corrupted corpse of this demonic-looking unicorn version of Lurue is incinerated above the hole as Mel closes it.
Okay. Is the red glow gone from the horn? As I've
I think the whole thing is
reinscribed.
gone.
No, I still have the skull.
Oh, you still have the skull.
There is a faint pulsing red glowing energy in the horn and the skull, yes.
But I've rewritten. Would the statue be big enough to rewrite Lurue into the clay unicorn?
Also, do we still hear Lurue?
So the voices of the young female creature go silent. Avina, you look at the statue and it's like a fired clay statue. So to write in it or on it would require you having some sort of instrument to scratch it into the surface of this finished, glossy clay.
Oh, you mean like Happy's magic quill?
Yeah, or something like that. Some form of ink or marking to write anything on it, but it is a rather small. I mean, it's literally, think about like a D&D miniature size. It would be like a 28 millimeter little unicorn horse statuette, like a chess piece.
Should we do anything? Should we do anything with like the blue clay stuff that's supposed to be able to make things?
Well, I mean, you guys can roleplay that out however you see fit, but at this point, to everyone's shock, this zombie demon corpse of this horse figure is turned to ash as your hole closes underneath of it. The pool itself is still polluted with blood, and the raging storms continue above.
Did it turn to ash because Jaren shot it, or did it turn to ash
Yeah.
because it fell in the hole? Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
because Jaren hit it with the spell.
And
Okay.
then the
Happy.
ashes fell in the hole.
Happy.
Yes.
Or someone with. Who can swim well. There is something important in the bottom of that. And she points to the pool.
I'm pretty fast.
At
Or
the
I can
center.
send Bob down.
Actually, Pumplamoose is originally a pump
Ooh.
from an underwater breathing apparatus. That is
think
actually his origin story.
I
I think
nominate
I'm
Pump
still
and
in
Bob
the
to go down.
pool.
That's sure you are.
You want me to just grab it?
I don't. I want you up
won't-
here.
I won't do anything evil to it. Promise.
I don't.
It might not be in
Believe
your
you.
power, sweetie, and I don't know how much your armor weighs, but I don't think you're going to swim very hard in it. Let's send the little guys in on this and let them have some glory.
I can actually swim pretty well in it because.
So the light in the pool would be about 60 feet underwater.
I can do that.
Well, I'm just saying, Pump doesn't breathe.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter.
fine.
That's up to
Made
you
for
all,
this.
whoever gets it.
Literally made for this.
It's
I
fine.
need-
Just send Pump.
I need someone. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and he's so excited to help.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll go with Pump.
Pump hasn't gotten to do much.
He just,
tonight, so.
yeah, as he runs towards the edge, he just like fills up with air. So then when he hits the water, just like jets down into the water as he releases it all.
So he expels some of the air from his ballast with forceful pressure. And if Pump wasn't such a dignified French gentleman, it would almost appear as though he were farting to propel himself forward, but that's not his style.
As he runs towards it, his attire turns into one of those like red and white striped bathing unitard type things.
That's right. With a little, maybe even he's wearing a beret. You just don't ever take the beret off.
I'll go with Pump.
All right, so Pump and Vinley, you all swim down into the bloody, corrupted pool of eternal spring, and you see a pulsating platinum light glowing at the bottom of the pool, 60 feet underwater.
Cool. Going towards it.
I mean,
Swim toward the light.
To the light,
Go in.
I can swim using a key point. I mean, I can be 90.
Yeah, you're fine. We're not in any kind of combat, so you're just swimming down.
I mean, but it'd be like 130 if I use a key point. It's like I don't know how quick I need to be.
No, I would just say that you and Pump kind of trail in after one another, swimming down towards this ball of light.
Okay.
So what do you guys want to do?
I'll go towards the light.
Yeah, get up on it and see what it is. See what the
And I
lights
will
are emanating from.
I will investigate the light.
All right. So go ahead and roll me investigation checks.
Yeah, I rolled an 18 about an hour ago.
Nice. We'll give it to you.
And of course.
No, we'll keep the
okay, 'cause I
18.
rolled
It's
a
fine.
2 this time.
We'll keep the 18. That's fine.
Should I roll it as Mel or?
Roll it as Pump. Unless,
all right, hang on.
Yeah, if he doesn't have stats, then just use your own.
And I got it in here. Investigation, that will be a -4.
Does Pump have inspiration too?
There. Now, let me just roll that 20-sided dice here. So that's a -1. Thank you very
Nice.
much.
So Pump looks at Vinley and shrugs his shoulders and sends like a blub blub, bubbling out of his little mustachioed mouth. And
I completely understand.
Brian, you get a mental image of Pump looking at this suspended ball of glowing light at the bottom of this pool of eternal spring, and kind of a mirrored reflection back of him shrugging, looking at the camera, like almost like a TV screen appearing in front of you. You're watching the Pumplamoose cartoon.
Did I get to send Bob down? Can Bob investigate?
Yeah, I mean, if Bob wants to go take a look, he's more than
Yeah, I
welcome
wanted to
to.
send him down. Yeah. So,
I mean, I'm just gonna bring it back. I'm just gonna bring it back up.
yeah, that's a 20.
Okay. So Bob swims down after Vinley and Pump and sees this glowing ball of white light. And with your investigation of a 20, you see that the ball itself is actually light contained inside of a clear glass globe that's suspended in the water. It is not impeded or held down by any kind of ropes, chains, seaweed, or other magical entrapment. It's just sort of suspended in animation.
I'm gonna point to Pump, tell him to grab it, and to let's go back.
So Pump, you reaches forward with his white gloves, and he.
I'm just gonna point. I'm just gonna point to make the hand motion of.
Yeah, the underwater,
grabbing it,
like.
Grab the ball and come
up.
to the surface. Let's play.
Yeah.
He does his wacky wavy arms and wraps around the thing.
Yep. He, rubber arm grabs it a couple times around, holding it close to his what would be his chest, and he spins his feet in circles like a propeller, and just strides back up to the surface a little more gently than he propelled with his jet propulsion, and he swims after Vinley, sees Bob in passing, and then kind of nods his head, giving Bob the code to come back to the beach. So you guys surface next to Jaren, and you have this glass orb. Yeah.
The pit's gone.
Oh, the pit?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
The pit.
Actually, no.
No, the
I
pit
can't
would still be. Go
I
ahead.
can't remove that pit.
Okay.
That's just there now.
Yeah, I wanted to look in the pit and see if those guys were still in there before, but that's not a big deal.
That voice that said we defiled the forest.
I think the voice that said we defiled the forest was the bloodicorn.
This glass orb closer. What does it look like with detect magic?
With your detect magic, I mean, essentially what you see is just the orb itself and the pulsating platinum light on the inside. But as you peer deeper with the power of the detect magic, you actually see like a miniaturized scene, almost like a snow globe would be. But it is a rainbow that juts out of a hillside over into the clouds above, and a small unicorn basically stampeding up the rainbow bridge into the clouds, and it just repeats over and over and over again.
It's the Bifrost!
Aw. The Rainbow Bridge.
Thomas, you are muted, my friend. Not sure what's going on with him there.
All right, so we got snow globe of light with like unicorn essence captured in it. We got unicorn little clay statue. We've got possibly unicorn spirit floating around here somewhere, and we've got blue goop that we can use to make into stuff. What can we do with all that?
From Tasha's, right?
What was the potion?
It was the anime.
Oh,
I'm
that's
going to
important.
And we pulled out the blood that was Gratzitz or Grazzi or whatever he is, and everything else is in there. That you
I'm going to
need
put the
animate
skull
something.
in my bag. If that is all right. I'm not asking permission from the players. I'm asking permission from the DM.
Oh yeah, no, you're totally okay with taking the skull now. If they want to interact or intercept that, that's on them. I mean, everybody
obviously.
roll me a perception check to see if you see him do that. And if you're trying to do this sneakily, roll me a sleight of hand check, Avina.
I've seen her put other weird things in her bag. I don't have a problem with it.
Oh Lord.
I don't
Remember
even.
all that stuff from the giant spider people?
Yeah, I don't even roll. I think even if I did see it, it wouldn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess
I'm not
I'll roll
gonna,
it anyway.
I'm not gonna do anything anyway if I see it.
Harvey's like, let me get some of that. Let me get some of that unicorn horn.
Right.
Yeah.
I just
But
I
yeah,
just need
let's
it.
get the statue and the globe and to see if those two things have any synergy, and if not, let's pull out some of Mel's goo or Happy's potion, and let's see if something happens. And then, can Bob talk to Lurue now that that voice manifested? He said the magic was gone the first time. Is it back now?
I'm sorry. You said what magic was gone and is back now. I apologize.
Oh, when Bob tried to talk to Lurue earlier, he said the magic is all gone here.
Oh,
I just
yes.
wondered if we could talk now. So we got the statue, and we've got the orb, and we've got the goo, and we've got the potion. And I wondered if we could talk to Lurue and find out what we should do with all of that, or just start sticking two things together until we get some sort of a buckyball that works.
Jaren says, please don't try to make another homunculus.
Why?
Why?
That's all he says.
I'm here.
Oh, hey.
Sorry, I had to step away for some stuff.
okay.
Sorry about that.
It's all good.
Could you hear what we were doing?
No,
Oh, okay.
I mean I was listening to like some of it, but like there was some bits of it that were cutting out because like right now I was using my cell phone to listen in while I was doing what I was doing, but like it was like kind of like off and on.
Okay. We were just checking to see if you wanted to do anything about the situation. So I didn't know if you needed a recap.
Nope, I'm good.
Okay.
Okay.
So to answer Happy's question, when Bob went to talk to Lurue, at that point, because the name had not been inscribed on the skull, the spirit and essence of Lurue was not in the corpse. So him trying to talk to Lurue at that point basically didn't exist. It was erased from the storybook. But yes, now that Lurue is in here floating around to an extent, Bob could potentially communicate.
Okay. Well, I'd like Bob to try and contact Lurue and find out what Lurue would like us to do to try and fix things.
Okay.
What would Lurue do?
What? Larue's clues. Larue's clues. Y'all done made me do that shit.
I think that's the name of this episode.
Larue's,
Right there.
Larue's clues.
Oh,
Lord
See?
Almighty.
You thought this would be an early night, but no.
No, I'm actually glad it's turned out this way. We needed some moments like this. Okay. All right. So you said you were trying to reach out and communicate with Lurue, and what was everyone else trying to do as well? Because I just want to coordinate the events and catch Thomas up as well.
I don't know anything about magic or anything or any of this stuff.
Yeah, I'm not trying to do anything either. I mean, Happy is sort of the creative one. I'm standing by to assist with, the blue goop and whatever else we want to do. If we're recreating something, I'm down for that. But
remember we
Yeah,
had
no,
that
it-
message about the birth of a new unicorn? We had we heard a voice that said that, right?
did we?
Yeah, we did. I wrote it. I was sick and I wrote it down, but it said a full Lurue is born.
Well, that note is the only recollection any of us have of that event.
Then I wrote
Yeah.
inspiration. This is happy at the top, so I know it was in this game. And I wrote something about protector of the Feywild, but I just wasn't writing fast enough.
Yeah, I'll just keep an eye out for like if any more people show up. That's what I'll be doing.
Oh, I guess I will do one other thing. I will just go, hey, Scub, are there like assembly instructions anywhere?
So you're speaking this out loud. What are you talking to when you say it?
I'm just talking into the carrot.
Okay. So you hold the carrot up to your mouth and talk into it?
Scub, are there like assembly instructions or anything that we should know about?
Then, do you hold the carrot up to your ear then?
Yeah, it's like a little telephone.
This is great. So
Hello? this thing on? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
So
How
as
many bars do you have?
how many bars do you get? Yeah. So I'd imagine that it sort of comes in like a tuning of a radio with tubes, like getting the Morse code signal just right, and you hear like the little swirling, high-pitched sounds squealing in and out as like the dials turn to bring it in focus. And on the other end, Yugsnub comes in and says, "Assembly instructions for what? Dead horses?"
Yeah. I mean, that's sort of. I mean, we got some pieces. It seems weird to have pieces and not do something with the pieces. So, should we do something with the pieces? Should I just put it in a hole, wait till later?
That was a pretty spot on Bugs Bunny.
So Yugsnub answers you and says, Yeah. What pieces do you have exactly? Remind me again.
We got. All right. So we got. We had a.
Statue.
Well, all right. We did have a corpse. I think there was a skull around here somewhere. I don't know where that got to. But we got the little figurine. We got a little unicorn figurine. We got a snow globe that has like a poster that you'd find in a little girl's room. I think it's a unicorn going up a rainbow. I think it's the poster from Venley's childhood room. Actually, is what we got there. And then we've got we got the blue goop that we're supposed to be able to turn into stuff. Oh,
Then
and
the
we
potion.
and we got the potion. I think there's like some homunculus stuff that's supposed to happen. I mean, is this a good idea? Is this a bad? Normally, I don't think about this stuff too much, but this is like there's supposed to be like protector of the Feywild thing, and I think I remember something vaguely that I was supposed to do something like that, like protect things, and it's all kind of a blur. So I just wanted to know if you wanted me to do anything. If you don't, that's cool. We'll just make shit up.
So he answers back and says, he pops out through the end of the carrot, or at least like a outlined form of him, missing the ink filling that would, comprise the rest of his body, and a cartoon-sized mallet just wallops you upside the head. And Yugsnub says, "Pull it together, Mel. Pull it together. Rescuers of the Feywild we are, of course. Well, you add a little bit of that blue goo to whatever special juice they've got and fix this horse."
All right. Cool. I don't know, man. I figure at this point, all I can think of is take the snow globe, take the clay thing, stick him in the blue goo, make a vaguely horse-like shape with it, grab that mallet and smash the snow globe.
Well, it sounded. The potion has everything in it except the blood.
All right. Oh,
So
wait.
maybe we get the potion and put some goo in the potion and then put that on the.
Wait,
syrup.
we need blood?
Well,
Gee,
it had
if only we knew
remember-
where there was a shitload of blood.
remember Happy's. Yeah, but I'm not sure that this is the good blood. I think it sounded like Bugs was telling us to use the goo as that component in the spell. Because remember before, I cut my hand and the happy blood went down in, but it was repelled from the rest of it.
Well, I mean, there was the original unicorn blood that was all over the...
There's also a fucking river full of it.
Yeah, I'm not sure which blood that is.
But when we detected it, wasn't it still showing like demonic?
Yeah.
It was gray.
I mean, but there was the original site of the unicorn being decapitated
Right.
that left a lot of blood behind.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So let's use that blood.
I think it morphed.
What do you mean it morphed? It's just all over the ground,
No.
isn't it?
Don't use this blood. It's bad.
What?
It's gone
It's evil.
bad. It's past
I
its
agree-
expiration date.
I agree with the witch.
So what blood do we use?
Would you like me? I have It
sounded-
wouldn't be the proper use of the spell, but I have Revivify. If I used that with the potion and whatever else is here, and
I
use
still
the
have written
globe,
down the spell in my book. And
I
it
could
sounded
use
like
the-
Bugs was telling us to use the goo in the potion, but I may have mistaken it. DM, did I hear that wrong?
What was that question about the potion?
It sounded like Bugs was telling us to put the goo in the potion.
Who's Bugs?
For
Yugsnub.
Yeah.
Yugsnub was telling Mel to add his blue goo to whatever brew that you all were going to do.
Oh, okay, but not specifically. Okay.
Yeah, he doesn't quite know either. He's just basically encouraging Mel to participate in trying to resurrect this protector of the Feywild because, out of game, Mel knows this, of course, but you all would not necessarily. Yugsnub has a strong connection to protecting the Feywild himself.
So, all right. So we do need blood for this concoction. We got everything else. We got all these other ingredients. But you're saying we do need.
We may not need the blood because we've got the snow globe. So if we do have to put some blood on it, we can do that. But let's try it without it first, because the original spell came from Tasha.
Would you like to mix the potion with the whatever the other small one has, and hand it over along with the orb?
I tell you what, Avina, I'm just going to give you the potion, and then if Mel wants to give you the goo, we'll let you combine things until it feels like it's right.
Sure. I don't know how to do this stuff.
Avina has a connection to the wild as well.
Wrong bit of the Feywild, but...
Well, let me check in with some other folks. So, Jaren, Chip, Vinley, Harvey, what do you guys got going on?
Jaren is just glaring angrily at Avina.
I'm just sitting back as Chip, watching, listening.
Okay.
Harvey is gesticulating in a very animated manner into the air, and he goes, first is the bread, then the mayonnaise, and then the tomato. Nothing else at that point. Tomato. Then you have two choices. You go cheese here, or you go lettuce. Either one works.
Are you
but
building
cheese
like the
meat.
proverbial Dagwood sandwich that you're gonna eat?
This is the order of things. This is the correct order of
This
things.
is the
This
way.
is how it should
Call
be.
it a mater at that.
This is the wood. This is how it should be. This is the way.
That's hilarious.
This is the Tao of sandwiches.
What about you, Vinley?
I'm walking the perimeter. I guess I'm hearing all this go on.
Did you check your game log?
Oh no, I'm outside right now.
Oh, okay. Crap.
Hold on.
Go quickly. Fly.
It's I'm in a motel with outside like drive-up access.
Sonata says blood, lettuce, and tomato.
There is no natural order in which lettuce and cheese are interchangeable.
Hold on a second. Yeah, I'm in a fancy motel that has the kind where you just park outside your house, right outside your room.
That's awesome.
No, it's
Oh. Does it have a red roof?
it has the Econo
Does
name
the
in
bed have a quarter slot?
it.
I've stayed there before at that one.
No, someone asked me. It had a vibrate. I put it on Facebook. Someone asked me if it had a vibrating bed.
Yeah, the quarter
Magic
slot. in the bed.
fingers, right?
Oh my god.
That's so great.
Yeah, I told the people that I was doing it's like right across the road from kind of my job site,
Mhm.
and they said, "Oh, you're staying there? That's for prostitutes and convicts." I said,
Oh,
"I've stayed in worse.
Lord.
I've stayed in a lot worse. It's not bad."
It's like the lottery question on the newscaster. Like, what are you going to do if you win the lottery? Hookers and cocaine?
Yeah. 2 chicks, same time.
Oh,
Right.
My god.
And an Econo Lodge. Maybe
Uh,
we need to order you some delivery while you're there.
Right?
Well, I guess I'm just gonna keep walking the perimeter because I'm gonna go. Actually, I still want to look in the pit, see if those guys are down there. Because my plan was not.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's actually cool. So you go over to the perimeter of the pit and you look down into it and you see past the frayed edges of the book about 10 or so pages down. The werewolves are sitting with their legs crossed and their feet tied in front of them, their arms tied by their elbows behind their backs.
Oh.
And the two of them are tied together back to back. And you notice that the spring, instead of being tainted with blood, is sparkling the silvery platinum, shimmering metallic that it had before. And you don't see the corpse of the unicorn. You don't see the blood where the unicorn was slain on the edge of the beach. You also do not see among the, let's say, as you look around the edges of the hole, you can probably maybe see about an additional 15 feet out in each direction. You see most of your party, save one or two, that aren't close enough to the hole so they'd be out of view, and you do not see a unicorn.
But I see like sparkling water
Yes.
down below.
Yes.
I'll just go. Does anybody have any kind of container that I can borrow real quick?
I do.
I'm sure happy. Yeah.
All right.
I have a 10 by 10 foot hole.
Well,
I just feel like we need to put our rings up and say, "Let our powers combine."
Not that hole. Not that hole.
Well-
I have a different hole.
I will take the
We don't want to mix anything in there.
I'll take the
I mean,
container,
yeah.
and that's just a 10-foot hole, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'll jump down.
Okay. You jump down, land with a thud, bending at the knees, and your feet just kind of fall hard into the soil.
So you
and
fall
then
hard into
I
the
will
hole.
Get some of the water.
So you walk over to the edge of the pool, and
Yeah.
you collect a large swath of water as you drag the container through the edges of the pool of eternal spring.
And then I will.
And you can jump extra for.
I don't even think I need it, but
Yeah, but you did get double jump
yeah, I don't
Oh
think I
yeah,
need
because
it.
the cookie or whatever. That's awesome.
from the s'more. Yeah.
If I need it, but I'm just gonna jump out of the hole.
Okay, so you take a standing vertical leap and
Yeah.
jump up out of the 10-foot hole back to the edge.
The superhero landing.
Yeah.
And then I'll go over to Avina and say, I know it doesn't look like blood, but it's sparkly.
Hmm.
And I'll just give Avina that and then start walking back around.
Oh, you just
And
got
Happy gave her the your potion, and
Right.
did Mel give her
Yeah.
the?
Yep.
Okay.
the
The
blue
goo.
that should be able to turn into anything, I guess, or
You guys are nuts.
make anything.
And Pomplamoose handed over the orb,
Mm-hmm.
and
It
then
has the unicorn skull.
yep, and then the only thing else is the unicorn statue.
Okay.
Oh, that's
Vinley
right.
Vinley already gave her that, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you did. Okay, gotcha.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
I gave her that.
That's right. I
Avina has
forgot because
everything.
Avina was going to try to write the name on it, but it was too small.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I guess Avina will actually take out the skull.
Yep.
And am I able to snap off the corrupted horn?
Roll me a strength check.
I thought it
That's
already
not
got
gonna
lopped
go well.
off. Didn't Harvey already?
No,
it got
No,
chipped.
he
Oh.
cracked into it,
Okay.
exposing the
Okay.
magical energy underneath the surface.
Actually, chip.
Yeah.
Would you take away this corrupted horn from the skull? I am not very strong,
Yeah, Chip's gonna fuck
and you
with
are
a
quite
witch.
capable.
So you see this short-statured, blonde-haired, fiery-eyed woman standing with her looming black, rippling cloak that just kind of moves about of its own will and changes and shimmers colors to all varieties of twilight and sparkling stars. She looks up at you with just nihilistic, uncaring, unempathetic, empty eyes, presenting the skull to you like a bowl in her hand. The hollowed out cavity underneath the neck is open to you, and the top of the skull and the unicorn horn sits in the crook of her hands, pointing down at the soil. And she asks you to help her break the horn from the head.
So Chips, he immediately when you approach him with it, he like holds his finger up to kind of motion like 1 minute, and then he kind of like turns to the side and like you hear him go, like as if like it's pretty disgusting. You basically have this corrupted, dead horse's head in front of him, this unicorn's head, and he's like, he stows himself and he comes back to coughing and whatnot, and then he looks down and he says, I can try, here, and he will take it with one hand and walk over to, I would say, some place that would be hard. So is there like a chopping block or anything? No.
I would say that, on the ground there's probably a sizable,
I'll use a werewolf's body. That's what I'll do.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
So you brace the skull in your hand against the edge of a werewolf corpse, pressing down against the horn and the top of the skull along the outside edges of what would be where the ears are.
I'll look at the party and I'll say, do y'all want me to break this with my hand, or I can use my magical glaive?
I don't think it's a good idea. I say for the 4th time.
So Jaren says he doesn't think this is a good idea.
Is that
Grab it,
little slip there? Little
just
slip?
shut your pie hole, Grazit.
Taking away the corrupted
This is
horn
actually
from the
Jaren,
skull.
by the way, not Grazit.
I don't believe you. You've cried wolf too many times.
Taking away the corrupted horn from the skull, where their name is written.
Okay.
Seems
I'll
I
help
don't
you.
want it painted.
So you're gonna give me advantage.
So you roll with advantage.
Cool. Let's see. Let me just double check this real quick.
How are you severing the horn?
So I'm gonna grab the horn directly from the skull, and like with one hand I've gripped it, and with like the other hand I've got it like right at the base of where the horn.
Yeah, strongman style. You're like bending the
Yeah.
pipe style.
He's just grabbing it. He's just grabbing it. Okay, I'm going to use the adhere cantrip to stick his hand to that horn too, just to make sure.
My help will be to hold the actual head down.
Guarantee.
You cut out, Jason. Jaren, what?
He's dead.
He left.
Did he leave the Discord call?
No, I
He's
don't
still
know. I don't
here.
think so.
Okay.
I think he just
You
got
might be having
hit.
audio issues. Well, he'll
Yeah,
check
my help
back. He'll check back in a second.
What's that? What's that, Jaren? What's that, Jaren? For some reason, we can't hear Grazit. Let's go ahead.
Yeah, my help will be to actually hold
How
the
many bars does Grazit have?
brace the head while he does whatever to the horn. So that'll be my quote help action.
Like not like necessary pull, but I'm gonna like pry and like twist and like push the horn and try and like snap the calcium in the bone with my hand, kind of like with like this like pushing forward and twisting motion.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll me a strength check.
Like as if you would like be trying to like remove a branch from like a tree with your bare hand.
Dig
you
it.
want me-
Yep, roll a strength check.
With advantage.
Yep.
Can I put guidance on him too?
Sure.
Please. Watch me roll trash. Not bad.
Ooh,
20.
nice.
And
Plus
what
all the
is
other
that?
stuff.
Plus your
Gives me
guidance.
4.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you
23.
Nice.
you grit your hands against the gnarled black blood-slicked horn as Vinley grabs onto the base of the skull as you hold it sideways, and you strain against it white-knuckled, and just like I described, kind of like how a strong man would try to like bend a frying pan or, bend a piece of metal rebar. You just wrench against it, and your huge bear-like hands, just muscular, like just the meat of your thumb. I mean, you just grip down into it and strain for a few minutes and twist and snap. It breaks pretty much clean, with the exception of like some splintered edges, like you'd imagine horn would break, where it snaps. And as soon as you snap the horn off, the glowing orange, molten-looking energy dies.
I'll hold out one hand for the horn and one hand for the skull. Thank you.
I reluctantly and cautiously hand her the horn and the skull, giving her kind of like this like side-eyed look, like,
Yeah, like, I've trusted you this far.
yeah, like don't let me down, basically, like that kind of like look. And then I'll just hand it to her and kind of step back in the back.
He'll take it back
boys.
to the orb and the potion and the water. And she will begin. I assume she might have like a bowl or something, like a silver bowl.
Roll me an insight check.
An insight check.
Insight check for what?
Just
Can I do
trust.
guidance on her?
Do you want me to roll an insight check?
No, her on herself.
And I cast guidance?
Yeah, it's fine.
Ah.
And then your guidance.
Mm-hmm.
And you do, I think you still have inspiration too. You haven't used yours since we all got it.
Oh, yeah, I suppose.
Might be a good time for
Forgot to mark it down. I'll roll
That's
it
fine.
again.
You want to roll your inspiration?
Does she have a bowl? Because if not, I've got an iron pot.
Oh, just wait.
Let me roll again.
Yeah.
That's much better.
Oh, yeah. All right. So as you have these ingredients, you've basically had them in a bundled up little gathering pouch of your own sleeve. You essentially made like a makeshift sleeve, or makeshift bag out of a large section of your loose sleeve. And you've assembled the ingredients in there as you finally retrieve the last bit, the broken horn freed from the skull. And for a few moments, you think about a manner in which to combine them. And then a stroke of genius hits you, and you look at the skull. And as you lock...
See, that was my first idea, and then I was like, it wouldn't hold it.
As you lock onto the skull, you instantly redirect yourself, and a little voice in your mind goes off a little louder than you would have normally allowed it to, and just this sense of pride and youthfulness comes through your normally cold exterior, and it says, well, of course, if you're going to do a spell properly, you've got to use all of the magical ingredients. And the skull of a dead magical unicorn? Well, that's probably one of the most powerful. You foolish girl, Lavina, you. And you lay the skull down with the hollowed out section facing up like a bowl. And you place the glass globe inside with the repeating magical hologram image of this unicorn riding the rainbow. You put the blue goop in there as you scrape it free from the jar, which is this clay of forming. You take the small glass vial that contained Happy's blood, and you pop the cork and you pour the vial of blood into the blue goop that's kind of cementing this glass globe into the bone of the skull. You take...
I'm also going, yeah.
Go ahead.
To the clear spring water.
Yeah. So you take the container of the spring water and you pull the cork free and you drizzle it out elegantly in a circular motion, and then you trace out the shape of a star going to each of the 5 points. And then the last thing is Venley's statue of the unicorn. And you look at it and you stick the base of the figurine down into the clay of forming. And with the last little bit of blood and sparkling water, you say a few words, incanting out loud a spell to combine these ingredients and create or revive this unicorn. Go ahead and say what your incantation would be, if you feel comfortable doing that on the spot.
I call to the all. This is going to be in Druidic.
Okay.
But it is
Sorry for the wrong music, folks. I'm gonna switch that.
Damn it. I don't speak it.
Yay, Wes!
I'm
my
just
mic
trying.
died. Oh, there we go.
You're back.
So in Druidic, she begins to hold her hands above the concoction and say, I call to all the spirits of the Feywild. Summer, fall, winter, and spring. Combine these elements and create a guardian worthy of your splendor. And she's going to also add in a 3rd level spell slot of Revivify.
Okay. So as you enchant these words and you sprinkle the last few drops of blood and the last bit of the water down onto this combination of magical ingredients, and you incant your words crying out to the powers of each of the courts of the Feywild, you see a swirling prismatic energy spin about in the skull, and then the skull itself starts to spin at a little bit of a slower pace. And
Bolt on the skull.
what?
No, I don't.
The skull begins to levitate off the ground a few feet in the air in front of all of you and spins about wildly and fast. This prismatic energy, as it flashes around, it's almost like a zoetrope where it's flashing in like a way that would almost be seizure inducing. And it's just every panel of light separated from a crystal prism shining all of the colors of the rainbow, and the storm clouds above you disappear and return to peaceful blue skies. The corpse of this decayed, rotten, and corrupted form of this black horse melts into the soil, and underneath where it was, a toadstool ring forms. And as this prismatic energy swirls and swirls and swirls, and the skull rotates faster and faster, it becomes a, struggle to even look at it directly without almost holding your hand up to block the light. It blurs and shifts and disappears, and then the light fades. Sorry, guys. Fixing the baby. She's sleeping weird in the bouncy seat.
Fix the baby.
She likes to arch her back. But anyway, as the flash of blinding light dims down to a normal summer, multicolored, vibrant pastel glow of the peaceful Feywild, You all look at Avina's feet, and in the middle of the toadstool circle is... Give me 1 second. Oh, crap, it didn't work. Let me try something real quick.
Are you trying to put it in Discord?
Trying to put it on the map.
Oh, okay.
Give me 1 second, folks.
Sure.
Sorry.
It's just building tension. That's fine.
I'm just so, Avina, that was a lovely incantation that I was just hearing. Put the lime and the coconut and mix it all together, and yours was just much more.
That's super funny.
Uh,
Sorry, guys. I really apologize for this issue because I made this on the fly, and for whatever reason, it's not taking the change to the image. Jason probably knows all about that. Let's try this again.
In the mixture, before she did the revivify, or as she was doing it, she's also going to add a single drop of her own blood.
Of Avina's blood?
Yes.
Of course.
Binding her,
I know.
Nice.
trying to perhaps make it more,
There we go.
maybe bind it to her will or something like that.
Just
Aw.
want to
Whatever happens,
control the
happens.
baby unicorn.
Oh.
Is that the one from the original D&D cartoon?
Yeah.
I hope so.
The
That's
80s.
cool.
Uni.
Yes, yes. So in the space of the toadstool circle sits a young unicorn foal with bright eyes and a innocent, sweet, smiling face. And the unicorn looks up at Avina and sort of like shrinks her shoulders back a little bit, somewhat initially apprehensive and a little bit fearful, and then leans forward and sniffs her and licks her face, and then hops out of the toadstool circle and prances about, and then walks up to Vinley and starts moving about her side of her legs, like snaking in and out like a cat would do, and brushing her head and her mane up against Vinley's body.
My characters get all the animals.
True. That doll that was liking you too.
No, in the other game, Amubis.
Anubis, and also that
Yeah,
little creepy
Anubis.
doll that you took the berry from.
Yeah,
that
the
was following
Chwinga.
you. Yeah, Chwinga.
I
So
reach down and give it a little pet.
all right, so you reach down and pat its head, and when you do, and your hand makes contact with its mane and the tuft of fur around where the horn is, as your hand gently, glides past the fur and accidentally bumps into the horn, you feel like a weird shock of energy, almost like licking a 9-volt battery. It's a little unsettling at first. It travels up your arm, and then the little unicorn foal looks at you and basically speaks without words, but the image you get of this unicorn is an image of another unicorn that looks like it, but it's grown. It's like full size, and on top of the unicorn is you sitting astride, grabbing onto a tuft of its fur.
Yes. I don't tell anyone.
Avina tucks the corrupted horn into her bag.
That's so wicked that you kept that horn. You have no idea.
I'm
And she
so
stands-
happy that Vinley.
Brushing herself off, looks around at the pastel colors, and is absolutely disappointed, but just kind of looks on.
All right. So we're going to go a little round robin just to check in with everybody. So, Chip, you've just seen Vina and her incantation and this crazy magical energy go off. And before you is this young, sweet, innocent-looking horse-like creature. And
Does it have a horn?
It does.
Okay.
I need you to roll me a nature check with advantage.
Okay.
Then smack it with a big tree branch. It's what Bobby always wanted to do.
That's
Nice.
22.
All right.
Ooh.
So I'm going to whisper something to you, and whether you choose to share it is up to you. For the people watching the stream, you may be able to see me typing this on the screen. And for my players, it is the honor system.
I'm not looking.
Oh,
It's
you
all
mean I
good.
shouldn't go look
looking.
at Twitch right now?
Whatever you do between you and your God is up to you.
Even
Yeah,
though I would love
typing.
to.
The
My
screen, the
My phone's
screen's
over
not-
there. Coconut, look at my
not
phone.
really big enough to see it on Twitch.
Shoot.
All right, I'm going to try to be brief because I don't want y'all waiting in limbo.
You're familiar.
What the hell? We're going to limbo next? I don't want to go to limbo.
Well, actually,
And how do you
Maybe
know the
we're gonna
difference?
do the limbo.
I think you should say that.
Ooh.
I'm going to whisper some other stuff to Chip periodically
Okay.
while we do this. So if y'all want to just open roleplay for a few moments while I message him a few more things, feel free to, and I'll try to keep up with the manic nature of what's going on.
I think Happy would try to message the unicorn and ask it if we need to do anything.
Garen's
mean-
gonna heal himself with his whole lay on hands.
So Chip and Dale will go to the horse and just kind of pull out some food and like offer it to the unicorn, and he'll try and befriend it using his old horse training techniques and things that he's used over his years of tree felling and working with livestock and stuff. So he's just gonna go over and just try and be calm and gentle and try and earn its trust and just kind of stay close to it. Chip definitely feels very very, very protective over this young unicorn foal. So see him kind of like taking a liking to it.
Venus steps away from the group. Just
Mel just
walking.
walks over to the hole and looks to see how deep it is now to see how close we are to the end of the story.
It's still 10 feet.
All right, there's
It should
a
be
few more
close.
things. There's a few more things for you, Chip. But like you
Wow.
said, whatever you play up or play down is on you.
Why does it get lower? It's just a 10-foot hole.
Because we'll be at the end of the book.
I mean,
So
he's
it'll be fewer pages, and if it's one page for each.
he's assuming that once we're at the end of the book, we're going to land on the same page as those werewolves.
Well, they already jumped down there, and they were already there.
And we were there.
And they were tied up.
And we
Yep.
were there.
Which is weird, but yeah.
Well,
Is it-
Harvey was offering
What?
to tie them up before. I
Let me just
remember.
ask. Let me just ask the DM: is it still 10 feet deep, or is it getting closer?
It is actually, yeah. The distance between where you stand and the pit below you is shrinking.
As I thought. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's coming up.
Yeah, so essentially
Oh, I
all
got
of the events have taken
down.
place. It's like the pages are sliding out from underneath of your feet as
Yeah,
the
we're
story
going
is
down.
advancing towards the end of
Yeah,
the book.
okay. I got you. I thought you were saying it was getting deeper.
So,
It's actually
Nope.
getting shallower.
Yes, it's getting shallower.
Sorry.
Yeah.
And Chip, did you see the whispers?
Yes.
Okay. And whatever you hold back is on you.
Jaren casts Divine Sense and looks at the unicorn.
All right.
I'm gonna look at the party and say, I won't lie. I've always wanted a unicorn.
So you and Vinley have stuff in common. That's great.
No, I didn't even want it. Well, I did. Really. Now I got a pet.
I don't want it. I just it's mine to protect now. And I will do everything I can as I'm like scratching underneath its chin and rubbing on his like his little ears, and I'm like, you gonna be my best friend. We're gonna go through the forest and we're gonna go chop some trees down, and you're gonna get to go skip around. Yeah.
Does it
name
bite
you-
him?
So the unicorn like jumps and hops and bucks and kicks its feet excitedly as Chip gets down and like baby talks it and scratches its chin, and looks at Chip and looks at you and weaves its way in between both of you, and then trots back over really proudly to Avina and sits at Avina's feet and cocks its neck and head back, waiting for scritches.
That ain't gonna happen.
She's what could I roll to keep my composure?
Roll. Let's just say you roll a wisdom save.
Yeah.
What's this?
Yeah, you could also roll deception if you're trying to like play it cool, like visibly. You don't want people to see your reactions.
I don't. I rolled a natural 20.
Okay.
So,
Yay!
Nice.
she does not almost break out crying. She does look down at it and will put her hand underneath its like chin and just kind of pet it up its throat once, and then pat its cheek.
So it's like the pet owner that's like annoyed at the hyperactive animal that just like pissed all over the floor and like didn't do what it was supposed to do, and you're like, I really don't like you because you're a little shit. And so you give it like one little quick.
That's how it looks to everyone else.
Does Jaren see anything when he looks at the unicorn with Divine Sense?
Okay, yes. So when you look at the unicorn, you see basically it's kind of like that Donnie Darko effect of like the trail of action and events that rewinds back. And so like the form of this little unicorn shrinks back down into the soil, grows back up into this nightmare unicorn, then back all the way to previously where the beheading happens. And it's like literally through the power of your divine sense and the lingering whispers of Grazit's demonic influence over your shoulder, he is bending time itself to play back anything and everything you all experienced in the book, The Lore of Lurue. But this time, the events go back even further than your appearance in the narrative of the story. And instead of the cult of Malar appearing in the grove where the pool of eternal spring is and the domicile of the unicorn Lurue, you see Lurue standing in full majesty in this sparkling pool and eternal glade. It's just beautiful and green and bountiful.
And am I the only one that sees this?
Yes.
Okay.
basically, as you look at this scene, this like just amazing scene of this amazingly triumphant, fully grown and powerful and majestic Lurue standing in the middle of this water, like literally almost like walking on water, essentially. It's the end of the story, but the cult of Malar and the people, all the beasts, none of those folk ever showed up. And as the pages of the book begin to turn, you see a strange, rippling, transparent, orb-like object float down from the sky over the pool, and it bends and reflects the image of the horse in it. And as you peer a little bit deeper, you hear the voice of Grazit behind your ear, and he says, "Pay close attention, my friend. This is where the story gets really interesting." And you look and you zoom in closer with your mind's eye, and you see this shape to be that of a bubble, like literally almost like a soap bubble. And it floats somewhat innocuously and seems to be driven and directed to land right over top of Lurue. And as the bubble absorbs Lurue's form into it, your vision sinks further down into the bubble as you pierce through the veil. And you look inside this bubble, and you see a withered and decayed ground, sapped of all color, totally monochrome gray. You see a rickety hut that stands atop a one-footed chicken leg.
That bitch.
And you see a frail, ancient, old woman with a gnarled back and skeletal form lumber out of the front door of this hut. She walks down a set of steps that accordion fold out from the front down 15 feet to the ground. And she approaches Lurue as the unicorn panics and begins to run in circles. It collides with the edges of the bubble, clanging into this barrier-like shield that traps it. As the horn, ripples off, it makes like a bong effect, and the unicorn shakes its head. This strange old woman walks forward and she says, "Now you're going to help Granny.
Yep.
It won't cost you much. Just your life."
Yep.
And as this old woman walks closer to the unicorn, which tries to avoid it on either side, prancing back and forth in terror, you see 3 severed hands lumber out of the front of the hut, tumble down onto the ground, skitter forward like spiders, and they grab the mane of the horse and drag it down to the ground, pinning it down. You see a twisted figure coming out of the hut wearing overalls and a flannel shirt. This little twisted figure has a bushy beard, bushy brown eyebrows, and tufts of brown hair with a large bulbous nose and pimples, and big brown leather boots, but a squat body that walks with a twisted limp and like a gnarled, back. And this figure walks forward with an axe and looks back at the old woman and says, "This is what you want, boss?" And the woman looks down at the twisted servant and says, "Swayze, cut the horn from that bastard unicorn and bring it to me." And you see Swayze Endale lumber forward and cleave a woodcutter's axe down across the horn of the subdued unicorn and bring the horn to this strange woman as the bubble disappears and the vision fades. All of this rushes back to you.
Karen is really pissed off at the party, but he telepathically shares the image with them and be like, yep. So they all see it.
I didn't hear any. What'd you say?
So basically he was saying he shared the vision with you all.
Yeah, I telepathically showed you all Baba Yaga killing the unicorn. Well, about to killing him. Yep.
But
And
I
I
feel
was
like
that's what you get for fucking with nature.
but I
We
kind
were
of feel like
supposed
that.
to do this. We were told to do this. We kept getting these omens, and we had all the stuff. This was clearly how the story was supposed to go.
Also, that entire thing had a David Bowie soundtrack, so it was perfectly okay.
Did that happen? Do I get the feeling that happened in the past?
It did happen.
Roll me a history check.
I'm not good at that.
Does
I'm
it
not
sound-
intelligent.
Does it sound like an event that occurred with me?
Roll me a... Okay, so first of all, Chip...
Chip, it was your brother.
Can I do guidance on her for
I
that?
got a 14. Oh, me?
Yeah, so Avina, with your 14 on your history, looking at this vision that just interrupts your thought current, really for all of you, it's kind of jolting. And after this all transpires, I'm going to have you guys make some rolls, but against your own will, whatever your current mental thoughts were is completely taken over and silenced, and you see this like echoing horrific vision of what Jaren witnessed, looking at the form of Uni, that the young unicorn at the feet of Chip and Vinley. And so Avina, with your role, yes, you understand immediately that these are events that transpired in the past.
She looks at the unicorn and just makes a mental note that she is going to try and use whatever bond she created by adding her own blood to the mixture to try and protect this in the future.
Okay. And so, Jaren, what did you want to do after you projected your vision?
I'm not gonna do anything. I'm just gonna let them see what they did.
So, Chip,
Mm-hmm.
roll me an insight check.
Oh, okay.
Do you still have inspiration?
Yeah.
We might as well use them up.
Oh, doesn't matter. 18.
Nice.
Cool.
So when this image hits your mind, you look at these events playing out, and you, of everyone here, having actually had audience publicly with Baba Yaga, instantly know it to be her, and you actually recognize the unicorn as well, and you see that the unicorn is a male. And the unicorn from your experience in the Magical Grove was this, in fact, very unicorn.
So I'll let everybody know that the unicorn that they're seeing in the grove is in fact the unicorn that the witch Baba Yaga killed in my first encounter with her. She was trying to extend her life, her longevity, so she might be trying to do this again.
So
With doing some weird stuff.
Mm-hmm.
the other thing that you get is watching the events unfold. You are witness to a moment of events that you didn't experience. So basically, as you and your party fought Baba Yaga in the glade before, you essentially fought like a rippled illusion of her there, which was just enough to magically disguise and distract her, her three true loves, which are the severed hands, and Swayze Endale, your brother, as they finished the ritual and killed the unicorn. So then when you killed Baba Yaga in your vision, that was this simultaneous moment that she and her influence on the Feywild caused her little pocket dimension to absorb in on itself and disappear with a pop, along with her hut and Swayze and then the unicorn.
So all I'm getting from this is basically everything's my fault.
No. That was
Good.
No.
Thank
God, we're off the
All
hook.
of this is intertwined, and the magic's going in multiple directions, and clearly time is going backwards, it's going forwards, and some changes might change and ripple out in the front and ripple out in the back, but it can't all be your fault, Chip.
You
No
just
way.
need to keep your philosophy of not trusting witches.
Oh, whatever.
Yeah. Avina just kind of looks
You guys! She saved her ass a
and
couple
smiles.
of times. You can be nice. Honestly. Happy's gonna like have you farting and bees around your ears if you just can't play nice.
Okay,
She's
well,
smiling. Avina's just, she doesn't
yeah.
care. She's just smiling.
Avina agrees.
Avina
You shouldn't trust me, but thank you for listening to me.
and I are equally evil, so we just like wear each other a lot.
Hey, quick question. Those
Yep.
werewolves at the bottom of that pit, you said they were tied up. Were they tied like together at this point, like back
Yep.
to back?
Yeah, they're
Yes.
tied up, tied together.
All right, cool. Just as an experiment, as we are getting towards the end of the story, Mel's going to cast Rope Trick, like level to the top of the pit. So as it goes down, like the rope trick is going to slowly, like, lower over them. He just wants to see what happens.
Okay, and then I want to
Like pulling them back into the previous pages, away from the end of the book.
Well,
like a net, like
Into
like a
another
net.
dimension.
So like the portal for the rope trick is kind of level with the top of the pit. So as the pit goes down to the point where it's like we're gonna pop up, or we'll go down to their page, they'll kind of pop up into the rope trick. I just want to see what happens.
The pendulum, right?
Yeah, kinda. And if I have to, I've got other extra dimensional spaces I can throw them into. We'll see.
Okay,
Okay.
I want to do something.
All right, what do we got?
Okay, so I saw. Did I see the? Did he tell us about the vision, or did he like?
He showed us.
So out of game, the power of Grazit over Jaren allows him magically the ability at such a high level spellcasting influence to project this vision into everyone's head against your will.
Okay, I go take my doll.
Okay.
Is the river still blood?
No, remember after all of these effects went off.
Well, you said you just said in the pit. You said the sky went clean, but you didn't. I didn't hear you saying about the river.
Yeah, no. When the little unicorn was brought to life, the realm is now set back to its peaceful appearance.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
What does the unicorn look like?
It's just like a little unicorn foal, like you see in the token image.
Looks like Uni from
the D&D cartoon
in the 80s.
No, but Vinley, what did you want to do with the doll?
I wanted to throw it in the river if it was blood.
Do it. I'll say you could do that. Like,
yeah, I want to throw it in the river because the vision, and now that I know that he killed, or that Baba Yaga and the three people killed the original Lurue, I don't want the doll anymore.
okay.
And right before I throw it in, I'll just go, Granny, I appreciate your help earlier, and I never want to speak to you ever again. And I throw the doll in.
Oh crap.
Before you go to throw the doll, you feel a strange magical energy overcome you, and Hold on one second.
So I think I've come up with a name for the unicorn.
Oh, yeah?
I
Yeah.
feel like it's Lurue.
It
Yeah.
already has a name.
It definitely has
You
a
can
name.
call it a nickname if you want, but its name
If it
is
has,
Lurue, right?
if it has a name, it has a new name now.
All right, so before you go to toss the doll, you feel like a pull against you, and a voice comes into your mind, and it sounds just like Granny, and I'm not going to do it very loudly because Iris is asleep. Yeah, so it sounds like Granny, but it's actually like a sweeter, softer, like nice little grandma voice. And the voice comes in and says, "Oh, dear Finley, why are you going to throw away my gift like that? It's not very nice to get rid of Granny's things."
I toss it. I know I probably shouldn't, but
Yeah, you.
I'm a little.
All right,
mad.
that's fine. That's fine.
Is that-
So,
Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do.
I'm a little mad
Yep.
that she was the original one that killed the unicorn
all right.
Right.
with the 3 hands. I'm sure it'll come back to me at some point, like Chucky.
But you know
So,
what? If you had it in your pocket, it was probably gonna. Gotta do what you gotta do.
It's probably gotta come back to me at some point.
so you go and you toss the doll into the blood of the pool, and it begins to sink down to the bottom, and basically you hear Granny's voice in the distance and say, the voice essentially says to you, "Naughty girl. Naughty, naughty girl." And then you get a flash in your mind. And Jaren, you also get this flash.
Of course they do.
The two of you, for just a very brief moment, literally like the flicker of a couple seconds of film on screen before going back to the regular, view of what you're seeing in your mind's eye. You see the flash of a girl in Granny's kitchen, and she wears a burlap sack dress with woolen shoes stitched together crudely with some leather, and she has red hair, and her hair is matted with dust and dirt, and it's tied back with just like a crude piece of yarn or cord, and she walks about avoiding just piles of filth on the floor of the kitchen and just ash piles around this giant hearth that has a dragon skull over top of the metal grate where the flame sits. And the little red-headed girl goes to add some more wood to the fire, and the 3 severed hands walk over, or like skitter over and bump into her, knocking the bundle of wood from her arms into the pit of fire, sending up, a little bit of smoke into the room. And you see this gnarled-backed old woman standing at a desk, and she turns around when the room fills with this soot and smoke from the bundle of wood hitting the flames, and she snaps at the young girl, and she says, "That'll be the last time you do that, Sylvia! Not while Granny's working!" And the 3 severed hands push and prod the little girl out of the kitchen and slam the door behind her. Basically, like, Granny's working on some sensitive magic, and the little girl messed it up. And so she's like, "Get out of my sight." Jaren and Vinley. Jaren, the little girl is your sister.
I know.
And Vinley, when you see this little girl, it appears to look exactly like the ragdoll little girl that the doll was made to look like. And your connection with this little girl fades.
Well, that was probably the most depressing ending ever. Thanks, Ryan.
Awesome.
Well, we had a dead unicorn. We got a unicorn about to be dead. We've got two family members being abused under the thrall of Baba Yaga. You're being controlled by Gratz, and Finley's just thrown away his doll. Yeah, it's kind of.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but Harvey's just feeding Cheetos to the baby unicorn, having a good time.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
and literally, like,
That's so
because they're
cute.
going, your name from here on out is Strawberry Shortcake. Okay,
You
Strawberry.
you like you like Cheetos. Who likes Cheetos? You like Cheetos.
You like Cheetos, Strawberry Shortcake.
Avina is going to. This is all like a lot of good vibes.
It's
and I
really
hate it.
pushing you outside of your comfort zone.
Yeah, it's really awful.
It's awful.
She's going to actually, while they're all doing this, concentrate on the deal she made with the dryad.
Okay. Oh my gosh.
Bring her
Oh
to her
shit.
so she can take her back as she leaves this whatever it is.
So can we get out of this damn book now? Is what
Well,
Jaren
Happy
says.
still wanted to message Lurue and ask if there was anything he needed to do. Was I able to do that? It's my message cantrip.
So, yeah, I'll get you in just a second, Happy. So, Avina, you reach down into your large woolen pouch that you have slung over your shoulder that's underneath of your cloak. It's kind of like the quintessential like lady with the giant purse that has everything in it.
Yeah, kinda.
And you dig down in, past the spare change of clothes and the overnight bag and your cosmetics. No, and you find the little leather book with the parchment pages that are tea stained. And you open the book and you flip it back a couple pages and you take your fingernail and you strike it against a line that you had scribed in the book, and it lights up with a little bit of a inflaming glow as the letters of the name of the dryad reveal themselves on the page. And in a little puff of smoke, standing at your feet is the young dryad female Hannah. And she looks around confused at first and puts her hands back in fright and communicates with you telepathically. And she says, what are you doing? How did I get to you? Why?
Don't be frightened. But you remember we made a deal, correct?
She just nods her head in a nervous manner.
You will be coming with me.
She says to you telepathically in an echoing like voice, where are we going? Where are we going? Where are we going?
We're going to my home. And I'm going to show you the wonders it holds.
Not creepy at all. Nope.
Creepier than any of the other shit going on.
She nods her head, honoring
She
the bargain.
holds out her hand. She holds out her hand.
Avina does?
Yes.
Okay. So you hold your hands out, and the young dryad stands up, raising her eyes to meet you. She's less of a bow now and more of a face-to-face look.
Anna. Correct.
She nods again, quietly.
Your last name is now Raquel.
When you say those words, it basically echoes, and the last part of the word Raquel kind of crackles like a lightning bolt. It's like Raquel. And it's almost like it's written in fate. She kind of winces for a bit and then looks at you and smiles, tilts her head to the side, and the golden glow of her eyes changes to two burning flames.
Oh man, that's so friggin' evil.
I disagree. This is substantially creepier than most of the stuff that's happened.
She, Avina just smiles and holds her close and waits for this story to end.
So, Hannah Raquel nuzzles up against you as you put your arm around her, cloaked in your long black magical witch-like robes. And she seems at peace, though her fiery eyes blare and gaze down at Jaren and look intently at this young unicorn with basically like a protective, vigilant gaze. Like I'm watching you. All right, so then Happy, you had some stuff. I'm sorry. Let's shift over to you.
Oh, I was gonna cast message on the unicorn. If there was a do. If it's gonna be the girl. Well, we need to.
Sorry, you were breaking up just a little bit. So you said you want to cast a message on the unicorn.
On the unicorn and find out if there's anything else that we need to do.
Oh, to leave the book or just in general?
To help it become the protector of the Feywild, make it okay and make the Feywild okay, and take care of loose ends.
Okay, no, that's good.
That we need to do.
So when you cast message on the unicorn, you get initially it's sort of a jumbled mess of just like angelic sounding voices. It's almost like if light had a sound, it would be that like heavenly chorus. And a youthful female voice speaks to you and says, Happy I know you because you're a part of me and I'm a part of you. But I don't know who I am. It doesn't have a name, essentially. Like, it doesn't know what its name is or if it even has one. When you ask it about protecting the realm or tying up loose ends or what it needs to do, it gives you another vision, and in this vision you see the unicorn, and it is in Faerun, and it walks about freely through the elven city of Silvery Moon. It's basically striding through the streets, and riding on top of it is a youthful elven female, and she carries in her arms a large purple-skinned book with parchment-stained pages and golden embossing with the portrait of a proud standing unicorn with its horn pointed to the sky, reared back on hind legs. The unicorn trudges forward towards a temple, and the temple is dedicated to Selûne. And as the rider and the unicorn walk through the archway and through the front doors to the temple, the elven female jumps off the unicorn's back, takes the tome down, and places it on a lectern in front of a mirror-like reflecting pool, produces a pen from a satchel, and dips it into a pot of ink that sits at the lectern, and begins writing. And you hear the speak of the unicorn and the elven female in Sylvan, and this woman is recording the events of this unicorn's life, basically writing the story, the lore of Lurue. And in the story, it tells of Lurue's creation by Selûne and the other paternal god, which I can't remember. I think it's Naliki. And that hundreds of years ago, it was given charge of protection of this forest in the Feywild, and that one of the things it was warned about was to be very cautious of mortal humans, and that a unicorn's number one enemy is a hag or a witch. And so this young Lurue demigod form sent to protect this area of the Feywild is basically charged with caring for all the creatures and nature and looking over good and innocent in the material plane, the hearts of children and imagination and stories and beauty and art and all of these things. And but at the centermost thought of this unicorn's mind, as it recalls the tale to the elven woman and she writes the story, was just this lingering fear of this prophetic warning of the coming of a witch. And the unicorn's animal-like lack of understanding of human-like affairs as to why a witch would have anything to do with this youthful heart spirit of this unicorn. Like, it just doesn't understand why really anyone would have anything to do with it other than to play with it and be fun and youthful spirited. They're just totally good creatures with nothing that they could think about that would be evil or bad.
So couldn't imagine why somebody might want to grind up its horn and smoke it.
Yeah, like being a young unicorn, being a very young unicorn without other influence, it doesn't know why witches have interest in them and what the connection a witch would have with a unicorn is anyway.
I wasn't calling out Baba Yaga there.
Garen walks over to the unicorn, touches its horn, and gives it the vision of its future.
Gives the horse the vision of its future?
Gives the unicorn, yeah. Lurue.
Okay.
So Lurue now knows its whole entire life.
I thought that was the past.
That was the past.
Well, aren't we in the past? So wouldn't that be
We
its
are
future?
in the past.
It's timey-wimey as well.
Oh God! Ow! Ow!
Right? Like we can spin this around several times. What was that episode of Star Trek?
So, no, to clarify, Jaren, are you talking about giving Lurue the vision that Grazit gave you?
Yeah.
I'm talking about giving Lurue all of the information fulfilling the prophetic vision that we got.
Well, so the only part of the events that you would not know from even Grazit's powerful gaze is the fate of this young unicorn that stands before you. So basically, you would be able to infer from Grazit's experience that the male unicorn that was killed for its horn, the events that took place, Chip was not able to witness. But that unicorn was killed for a ritual to create a very powerful potion that extends Baba Yaga's life.
I know all that.
And so Grazit essentially is painting the picture for you that Baba Yaga would have interest in a unicorn, in particular even this unicorn, because the more that she can get her hands on and potentially kill, she could forge another one of these potions.
And that's why I'm telling the unicorn what its probable future is going to be.
So you're sending it this vision of it being killed by Baba Yaga?
Yep.
All right, cool, gotcha. So you commune, you close your eye, and you somebody farted on it. Oh Lord. You close your eyes and you center your eyes to the point between your brow, like your third eye, and your eyes start to twitch and go white behind you, your eyelids, and roll back as you give yourself over to Grazit. And Grazit sends a vision into the minds of this little unicorn foal. And as you do, that sickening energy radiates out from the unicorn and into the psyche of Vinley, Chip, and Avina. And the vision that you send it is of the witch with a blade made from the male unicorn's horn. And basically she's got the young unicorn by the mane, just twisted between her knuckles under a full moon's light in a clear sky. And you see her raise the blade and take the blade to the young unicorn's throat and slit it open, spilling the blood of the unicorn into a obsidian basin on a stone table below as the moonlight shines down into the blood.
Oh, you got the moonlight too. Okay. That's
When you send this horrifying vision over, a voice cackles out that you hear in your head. Vinley, you hear. Chip, you hear. And Avina, you hear. And so all of you that would experience and see this vision hear this. It's perfect. You're all playing into her plan.
Damn.
Well, so Mel's not aware of any of that, I guess.
You would see the unicorn freak out and like rear back and yip and whinny and just like totally lose its shit.
Well, sure, yeah. The first thing you do when you create a unicorn is implant it with like horrific memory. Yeah, that's absolutely so. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
that's a Tim Burton film. I mean,
so yeah. So, but yeah, I'm still curious as to how much of this carries outside the story. So at this point, yeah, Mel's just looking for the end of the story and starts, playing the.
Do you jump down into the pit?
I sure do.
All right.
I
So
do too.
as you jump down into the pit, basically you ruffle your way past a rolling hill of pages that are somewhat soft because these are, old pages that have been punched through with this magical pit that you placed over them. So the soft edges of these pages tuft against your PJs as it makes that weird like nylon sound of you whizzing down this slide to the very bottom. So it's like and you come to a thud at the back cover of the book. And
I would have followed too, definitely. Like,
yeah, I'm
I
definitely.
Yeah, me
assume
too.
we're all
No,
going.
I don't want to get stuck here without him.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Everybody's going.
you all follow suit, sliding your way down into the pit and the end of the storybook. The little unicorn seems apprehensive standing at the edge.
You gotta stay and die. Bye.
Somebody scoop the unicorn.
Why can't he come
Hell
with
is the
us?
matter with you?
We are scooping that little guy. We're
Come
scooping
on,
him.
guy.
Yeah,
Come
but-
on. There's room here. We'll sort things out.
Happy, roll me an animal handling check.
I'm gonna use my inspiration. If it doesn't go well, I'm gonna use my inspiration. That's a 15. Do I need to roll it again?
No, you're good.
I give Happy the help action.
All right, cool. So yeah, as you cheer with this excited sense of urgency, just like prompting the puppy to go potty for the first time, you encourage the little timid unicorn to slide down the pages of the book, and with 4 hooves planted and her little butt sitting down in a tuft of golden gleaming rainbow fur and tail and mane streaming behind, she slides and spins, coming to a thud with the back cover and the final page of the book.
Oh, yeah, that's not gonna make us attractive to Baba Yaga. Oh.
Vina
We're
will
already
What are you
so
worried
soft.
about?
It's
slowly
like,
float down
let's do it. Yeah, come with us, baby.
with Hannah, like on the broom in front of her.
Okay. So you have Hannah sitting side saddle just like you, and you have your arms wrapped around Hannah in front of her, holding her on the broom so she doesn't fall off. And you fly down into this hole toward the back cover of the book. And as you all land on the back cover, it's initially dark at first. And you hear an echoing voice just booming through the empty black space around you. And it comes through and it says, "Hello? Hello? Are you there?"
Who's doing dishes?
Is it Matreus?
Roll me a history check.
Who's doing dishes right now?
No one. I don't know what you're talking about.
I need to pull out real dice. Um, let's just assume I failed a history check.
No, I'll give it to you. So yeah, the voice that you,
Actually, I rolled a 20.
nice. Yeah, so you hear this voice booming out, and you instantly recognize it as the voice of the old man Matreus in the study back at Candlekeep.
Let's get the hell out of this book.
Okay.
The book starts shaking, and light peeks out just a little bit. And you look out through the cracks of the light, and you can see elements from the study around you. And the voice comes out and says, the damn light in the book's gone out. I wonder where they are. Oh, goodness.
Can I just yell to him? I go, shake the book.
So you yell, shake the book. So Matreus hears this, and he says, what? Shake the book. And he picks it up from the front cover, and when he does, he lets go of the back cover of the book, and all the pages roll forward, and the back cover flings open. And as it does, as the pages cascade down and the book flips open chaotically, you all tumble out of the book in just this crazy dog pile assortment. And sitting atop the pile is Pomplamoose riding on the back of the little unicorn, holding on to her mane.
For half a second, I thought you were just going to do a TPK just for the hell of it. Right there.
I'm done with this shit. Frustrated. So you all are now back.
Got to ride the unicorn.
You all are now back in the study, which I'm not going to bother putting a bunch of tokens out.
No,
But
don't.
And Shortcake and Hannah are with us?
Yes. Well, Avina has Hannah. Yes.
Okay, cool.
And
Yeah,
Amina hasn't been to the study before, right?
No, and she's
no, she is not.
she's like, well, this is not what I was expecting today.
So, Amina, this is like a magical transfer point. It's like going to, the city where all the roads come together. And we should be able to get you back from
To get back to the fake court, then. The fall court.
So all you have to do is just jump in the book.
But you have to
Yeah.
jump in the
No.
right book and the right page, right? The one we were in before was Morgan Dine's whatever, and this was the Lure of Lurue. They're both books with gold embossing, but the pictures on the cover were different.
Oh shit, Avina, are you trying to get to the Feywild?
I'm from.
Okay, yeah. Well, I mean, that was just a story about the Feywild. We'll get there eventually. We always do.
So when you say we'll eventually get to the Feywild, I'm not going to put token out, but basically standing in between you all over top of kind of the pile of you guys and holding the open book, old man Matreus brushes his blue wizard hood off of his head and pushes back his unruly matted gray hair, and rubs his hand down his spittle-soaked beard, and he goes, did you say make it back to the Feywild?
Yes.
Yep.
Well, that's certainly where all of these problems begin. Which is in the wild, of course.
Well, if you don't want another problem.
If you what? I'm sorry, you were a little dim.
If you don't want another problem from the Feywild, I suggest you show me the way.
And he kind of is taken back, like totally mouth agape, like, how would this woman speak to me? I'm Matreus. And Avina, I'm gonna have you roll me a history check real quick.
I'm so good at history.
Also, problem's just a matter of perspective.
13.
All right, so you have heard of this. So when you mouth off to this man, he like kind of grabs at his throat, like where an ascot would be, and he recoils back and says, "You are speaking to the Archmage Matreus." And when he says those words, a faint memory of a very powerful male wizard comes to your memory as you recall the Autumn Court and occasionally having visitors from the material plane enter the Feywild to pay homage to other deities or make pacts or achieve magical items or retrieve magical items or make trades. And you seem to remember hearing about this man Matreus before. When you threaten him about getting you back or finding the way back, Matreus says to you, even the most powerful wizards can't open gates to the Feywild without cause, reason, experience, and, well, just because it's the Fey and it makes its own way. The will and the wilds of the Fey wanting you there.
I seem to recall you've been there before.
He would nod at you kind of respectfully, basically realizing that, okay, well, if you know that he's been there, you know that he's been powerful enough to travel to the Feywild. And he says to you, portals, magical gateways, strange occurrences, and thin veils between our world and there are the best way to get back. I don't know of one right now, though I will tell you, the events in the town of Lycanstone may be a good place to start.
Can I just remind everybody that this guy's name rhymes with betray us? I just want to bring that up one more time.
And he did betray us.
Well, no, he jumped in a portal because he was so excited after being
fine.
in the Fistandia's mansion for a few years. I can relate to that.
Yeah, I mean, once you've seen 16 rooms, you've seen them all.
Can
He did fight off the golem.
Can I talk to Matreus and be like, what do we need to do in the town?
So you ask Matreus about what needs to be done in the town of Lycanstone, and he says, well, you were written to me about in my correspondence with Snicklefritz. Roll me a history check.
He was supposed to give us advice about what to do.
I refuse to roll a history check for Snickleflitz.
So,
I never knew.
I'm rolling it.
yeah. So Harvey and Happy and Mel, you would have no idea who this person is when the name is said.
I roll a 4.
Jaren,
Can I roll persuasion?
sure.
Because that should be better. Yeah. 20.
All right, so you basically ask him in a guiding manner, sort of stroking his ego to get him to tell you maybe details that you forgot. And he says, the druid, Snicklefritz, wrote me a letter and said that some adventurers would be coming to Candlekeep with the book that belonged to a hag, bound in skin with a floating eye. This book would grant them entry and an audience. Well, I was here doing some research ahead of you, and I can only tell you this. If Baba Yaga has chosen to show herself here in our world, that can only mean she's moving about with the intent to come back with unfinished business. And he says, I don't know how much information you were given by my colleague, but the town that you are in is facing a strange curse. A curse that doesn't come from this world. and may have a way back. Or a connection to that awful witch.
I thought we'd go back to the town and check it out.
This same town I must travel to, then I will
Now,
continue to follow the star.
Happy has a question. So when she got sucked into the first book, she spent 40 years on Earth. Then she came back. Then she got jumped into the next book. Now that she comes back, how old is Happy now?
That's a great question.
How old are you?
Like, how much time has passed while I was off fiddling around learning to be a chef?
Gotcha. No, that's a good question.
If I come back, because Matreus aged in Fistandia's mansion, and he aged some more. We went back, as if time was passing quickly here than
Yeah.
it was for us. But I was in a different timeline, so I don't know if I'm Rip Van Winkle and I've come back and my parents are dead,
Yeah.
if I'm old, or
Roll
if,
me a wisdom save.
as if I just dropped back in. Well, that's a 5. Can I use
Ooh.
my inspiration on that?
Yes.
Okay. That's a 13. Which
All
is
right. So, as you flick through the pages of your book with the tip of your wand, trying to trace back to notes that you've taken through your experiences in the cafe in Oerth, your time in the mansion, the time in your youth with your cousin Mel, your meeting of these new friends, and then most recently your experience here in the storybook, The Lore of Lurue, you are just barely able to hold off just the rippling effects of the displacement of time that would happen from being plucked from, any kind of foundation or root that you would know, the day of the week, the hour, the month, the year, and landing back in the library, you glance about and you look down at the desk, and this is the very same desk that you would have placed research materials for Fistandia on as you served her working in the Candlekeep. And you see something strange on the surface of the leather mat, which is like the business topper for the desk where the quill and pen sit. And scratched into the leather surface in a very frustrated manner is the marks of the quill that sits there, as though somebody's sitting at this desk just frustratedly, nervous tick-wise, just scraped the dry quill against the leather of this writing pad. And it shocks you for a minute, and then you get that brief moment of clarity, and you remember the few times that you walked in that Fistandia was in the study before disappearing from you and your service for this unknown amount of time, that she was sitting at this desk, twisting her raven black hair, gritting her teeth so hard that her cheek would go white where the blood would be pushed away, and she would scratch this quill pen into the leather surface. And you recall that the scratched pen and the date and time of that was really only about 6 months ago. And you look down at your skin, and the appearance of your hands and the life, the vibrance, the spring of tissue, just your youthfulness has returned. And instead of seeing wrinkles and bumps of blue veins and thin spots and bony knuckles well worn with time and rigorous study in books, you see your hands have now returned to a youthful, childlike appearance, like any good gnome in their prime. And your skin has a healthy peach glow. You turn your head to the side, and you notice a big waft of your thick, unruly, spiral, Brillo-like curls as this woolen-like hair brushes against the side of your cheek. You see out of the corner of your eye the white of your hair has streaks of gold and brown.
Cool.
You aged backwards.
Yay!
So much better, guys.
Hey, now that we know how that book ends, do you guys want to go back in and do it again? And this time
No.
Do it again.
What?
Do it again.
we'll play better this time.
It'd be easier this time.
I want to make new characters.
If you
Like a choose your
choose your own adventure book, if you decide to not piss off the witch.
I think we'd be PvP if we tried to get back in
Oh Lord.
Oh, man.
So it is 10:30. I know we're probably wanting to wrap up with some people wanting to watch CR and other stuff going on. Is there anything anyone else wants to do? I don't want to hold back anyone's ability to role play or share thoughts or.
So the only reason I texted you was because you said 10 p.m. hard stop.
No, I was honestly like super tired, and the baby's asleep right now, and you guys are role playing really well. So if y'all are having fun, I'm having fun. We can keep playing, but that's on you guys.
Can we
Yeah, I'm
can we go? Can we agree to venture to the town and check out what's wrong with it?
I guess.
Well, I mean, Happy's been gone for 40 years and she just got back. So just come up with a compelling reason, like maybe the unicorn, and maybe Happy needs to go help protect the. Go there. That's
Yeah.
where it's been
Well,
Yeah,
Come
where's-
up with a compelling reason, and I'll
I
go.
mean,
But
the unicorn is going to be in great danger from Baba Yaga if she's moving around.
the unicorn is in danger anywhere, but Baba Yaga can pop up anywhere.
First
Yeah.
off,
Like
But
in
not
the vision
really.
we saw, the bubble came in where she was in the Feywild at the seat of her power, and she's
First-
Yeah,
not
but
even
that's-
old. Is it
first
a
things
she unicorn
first.
or a he unicorn?
The little unicorn is a female.
Okay. So
Yeah,
the
it's
one that
not
was
the
killed.
same.
Okay.
Guys, first things first. DM,
Mm-hmm.
put Strawberry Shortcake on the map. She exists.
Oh my
Or he
goodness.
exists.
Don't you-
She.
Don't you
Have you
dare
seen-
minimize
Hold
her.
on, we'll
those
add a few
moves
things
that
here.
They do on
Second-
Robot Chicken?
Secondly,
Because it's like bitch pudding, right?
secondly,
Oh, God, yes.
while this is going on, would this be considered a short rest?
Yeah.
Yes. And I'm sure I gave everybody, like whatever that cantrip is, close one.
Oh, I don't give a crap. I just need my.
I know you never want my healing. You
No,
Do
well,
we,
I have it. I just want my key points back.
I'm not gonna mess with the other familiars right now because I'd have to save all those tokens out and stuff. But
So DM, do we level up?
yeah.
Do we level up? Ooh,
Yeah, you definitely do.
Oh, wow.
Oh, shit. 2 levels, you said?
Actually, yeah, no, we're gonna take it to a level 10.
Oh, shit.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
so
shit.
I rolled a 27 persuasion check. I'm trying to convince everyone to go to town.
Okay.
So this is the
Uh,
DM who wants
I
to
will
really throw
gladly
some
go.
shit at us. So he wants us to level up to 10. So we
I'll-
don't die so fast.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
Or he can like throw an adult like red dragon at us and be like, "Here you go, have fun, everybody."
I mean, you don't have to persuade me. I'll go. I mean, why not? Are we gonna
guess
sit here
so.
all day?
It sounds suspiciously like a quest, but I guess so. All right, it's fine.
Okay.
I mean, were we gonna sit in the study all for the whole rest of the campaign?
Yeah, I mean that's
Got it.
Yeah.
We got-
I mean,
we gotta-
Let's just go to Lycanstone. They got
I
good
don't want to,
tapas.
but Happy
We gotta
might,
eat.
but,
We gotta eat.
But
Yeah.
Happy does understand that sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do.
So when Mel says you gotta eat, Matreus pipes up and says, I could go for a really nice porridge myself. Maybe some pea soup, some hard toast, nothing with flavor.
Hard toast. Does he have teeth?
No, but you dip it in the porridge and wait for it to get soft and gum it.
I was gonna say.
Ugh.
I know the folks in the kitchen. We can do better than.
that's racist.
So
Yes,
yeah,
those are
so
fishes.
Happy has the unique experience of having worked here, so she knows a little bit about how to get around
And
Candlekeep.
now I'm a chef, right?
Right.
So maybe I don't know who gets Hero's Feast. Maybe I could do a Hero's Feast for him now.
Right.
If if you'll allow that.
No, so you guys would definitely be here set up. Happy, you would ironically still have your room, despite the fact that everyone sort of shrugged their shoulders and were like, we don't know what happened with her, but I guess that she went off with Fistandia as a field research assistant and will be back sometime. And that was sort of the information that Mel got that drew him to come as well, because he's like, well, wait a minute, like nobody knows anything else about what happened to her. And it was sort of lackadaisical, but yeah, no, you would still have quarter here, and you would take everyone back and bring them to. I'm trying to look at something real quick.
I'm just trying to get to the next place.
Okay, Jim,
You would take them to the House of Rest.
Need a long rest.
You
and
would.
then
You
we
would.
can go.
So you would actually take the party and gather them together, and Matreus as well. And Matreus would say, he would look down at his watch and he would see a strange looking sundial apparatus and hold it up and flick his tongue to produce a magical light. And the magical light would interact like the sun outside. It would swirl about, fix itself in the sky, and then cast a shadow down over this hand sundial watch on his wrist. And Matreus would say, well, if we clear our things and lock up, we could make it to the hearth before they serve dinner. And he starts to walk for the door and pull.
What time is it? Like 3 o'clock?
Yeah, it's like 3 in the afternoon. Yeah, old grandpa.
For the blue plate.
So you guys would leave the study and wind your way back through the halls of the library and leave the pillars of pedagogy and walk through the open courts of this castle grounds for the Candlekeep and find your way to the hearth, which is a quaint tavern and entertainment spot for the cloistered avowed that work here and live here year round. And so it's run by the avowed. It has a very monastic feel. They brew their own beer, make all their own food, very self-sufficient. And you guys settle down somewhere, finding a table where you can sit and discuss and decompress and figure out your next move, perhaps returning to the town of Lycanstone and the events that plague it.
Hey. Woohoo!
I have a daughter.
Dun, 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 dun,
Seems
dun,
like a good place to stop.
Yep. And with that, we will end our
Well
session.
done, DM. That
Wonderful.
was
Woo!
fantastic.
All
So we
right.
got some level 10 players who finished the lore of Lurue.
Flavor and that baby.
4th level in Rogue and 6th level in Druid.
That's what I'm thinking.
Wait, you weren't
like,
kidding? It's really level 10?
Yeah.
Oh, dang.
He wants to
Well,
throw
it's too
a
late
bunch
now.
of shit
It's too late
at
now.
us, is what he said.
I've already
Yeah.
updated the character sheet.
We have to be,
Yeah.
to be strong enough to fight Baba Yaga in like a couple months.
Yeah, so we have done a lot actually.
Yeah.
I don't know how many sessions this is, but it's been a lot.
It's
This is
been
like
a
number
lot.
8.
Look at that. You
Yes, a
guys,
lot of
you
feeds.
guys each have a little seat around the fire.
Aw.
Unfortunately, I don't have the unicorn
So-
token, but I'll set up stuff. And I will save my maps so that I don't lose them again.
Yay!
So I am officially dropping out of Barbarian, and I am moving into 2 levels of Fighter.
I will.
Heck
That
yeah.
would go well together.
I
Action
will question
surge.
now.
Jason already knows.
What's
So,
up, Fisher?
She is Hannah a normal dryad or a conclave dryad?
I don't know the difference, but if you want to DM me them, or I'll look them up later. If one's more
Challenge
powerful,
rating
then
1 and one's challenge rating 9.
I'll look and see, and maybe it's something she can evolve into. But for right now, we'll just say she's a standard dryad.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, we'll work. I'll look at it. Message me the information, and we'll look it over together.
Okay.
Well, you guys accomplished quite a bit. You have a young unicorn foal that's following you all around. Seems to like Vina and Vinley and Chip the most.
And did it take a village or fucking what?
Oh yeah, everyone's help was needed to brew this magical concoction to make her show up.
That was great. Baba Yaga's gonna eat so well.
Right?
Are we off the stream?
No, I can stop it though. Let me stop it.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
yeah, let's not stop it there, please.
All right. Hey, for everyone that stuck around, our friends Sonata and Limey, Valcom, Valen, thanks so much for tuning in. It's been a pleasure bringing to you the conclusion to Lore of Lurue, Episode 4 of the Candlekeep Mysteries. Coming up, we've got a few other things happening, perhaps a Battle Royale if we can work it out. I know the holiday schedule puts a lot of things into a weird spot. We are coordinating running our Rime of the Frost Maiden game with DM Jason, and depending on how it all plays out, may or may not be moving into Mad Mage. And then when this game circles back around, we'll be getting into a homebrew original adventure that ties into this with our crazy cast of characters as they figure out the next set of events revolving around this nefarious plot of witches.
I don't feel like we figured out the last set of events, but okay.
Which
Yeah, I keep getting dropped.
which
into
ones
shit
are
and have
nefarious?
No idea, and I know Jaren's like, we need to go here, but I kind of want to find out what Matreus has to say about it and what the information was that we were supposed to get from Candlekeep that made a difference.
Maybe
Well,
we
you're
can
still at the
figure that out.
Candlekeep.
Yeah, we can
Right,
figure that
so I'm
out
saying
when we
before
start
we
again.
head out, let's do some planning, guys.
I don't know what plot of mine could ever be nefarious.
I don't know. Maybe abducting dryad children.
I adopted her.
Yes,
Thank
that's
you very
true.
much.
That's right. She's rather proud to be a Raquel.
She's got her
It's a-
last name now, yeah.
That's
It's
right.
at least a teen dryad.
She
That's
got to
right.
ride on the broom.
Yep.
So I have a question.
Are we off?